thought it would have been good. Ready to go at the MCG. The Hawks undefeated for the season. The Demons looking for their third win out of 4 games. Leoncelli has that taken off the boot virtually. Piccioni started on the ground. He was named on the bench, kicked off the ground by Chick. And Piccioni again comes hard out of that centre square. He's all fired up. Takes it over the line for a boundary throw in.
Well, we might see a lot of that today, Jason. The aggressive pushing the ball forward, keep it alive. There'll be a lot of stuff off the ground and won't be pretty, but it should be effective.
No, you've got to play the percentages today, get the body behind the ball and make sure that you don't overrun it.
Boundary throw in, 55 metres around from the Hawks' goal, taken away by Ward. Just tumbles the ball forward. You have to play in front today. The ball's going to skid straight on. Robertson, again around the corner, taken by Uze. Braden Tellis looks like he's got the job playing on the dangerous Uze. Tony Woods, again. You won't get too many good kicks today. You'll have to play in front. Take your chances. Lord tried to slide past Collins, couldn't do so. Ooh, some strong play. Both players went to kick it off the ground where Woden kicks the ball forward. It's been taken by Tellis. Keen to play on, edge of the centre square, penetrating kick. Dixon couldn't take it. It was a brave attempt. Chance for Walsh. They'll combine the Demons. And Sean Wren playing that kick back, building the wall. Takes the grab, too far out to score. Again, a measured kick. Neitz is in front. Gurgic was a high flyer. Chance for Jeff White. Just couldn't quite keep his footing. And that was that Chick.
Yeah, he just scooped the ball back and nearly set up a goal. Very clever play, just didn't quite come off Daniel Chick.
Oh, he's going to take thinking players today, players prepared to make sacrifices, go hard and low, but that's very clever. It's to flick out the back, and Aaron Lord a little bit overcommitted, but the idea was right.
You can see the matchups early. Chick running with Woden, Woods with Leoncelli, and Tallis with Uze.
And very hard to change direction. We just saw that then with Jeff White. Tony Woods. You see there the water splashing up on the MCG, and Crawford has got it. Coming off a big game last week. One of his best. Again, the kick's a poor one. Hitting the pack hard was Dixon. White. Looks like the knee's okay. There was some doubt before the game. Rigoni sets it up. Plenty of run through the square. Taken by Brown. Pumps the ball inside 50. Out in front. Couldn't quite take it. Demons. Tallis. So rebound football comes from the Hawks to Graham. Back to the half-forward line. There's a loose player. It's Crawford. The short is on. It's going to be very tough to take for Barker. Virtually at half volley, Nicholson combines well. So the Demons with Walsh and Nicholson come away again from half back. Backing back, and that's a good grab under these conditions. McFarlane to Tallis. Caught in 2 minds, under pressure. Joel Smith with a big job playing on the Wizard. Harford stands and delivers. Just Wade up that option there, gives it across to McCabe. Again, pumps the ball deep inside 50. Lord pulled off the ball by Gurgic. Going in hard was Collins. It was a great pickup and a great tackle. Walsh comes away, gets good support from Woden, goes for space. Space is on inside. The race is on. Green, named on the bench, started on the ground. Tied up by Leckers. They'll get a ball up.
Well, it's good play there. Both sides really setting a pretty good pace in these conditions, and a good, very line ball tackle there. But Angelo Leckers did a very good job to pin it to him. And the umpire, nothing there for the umpire.
It's been very hectic. White to Green, bundled over the line by Graham.
Geez, Jason, as a forward today in these sort of conditions, how would you like the ball? I mean, it's going to be coming in. You can't expect it to lace up, so just long, quick.
Always a tough day for forwards. You've got to play in front. You've just got to try and control the ball. You know you're not going to get many opportunities. Make the most of them when they come, and be creative.
Just saw that match-up. Hay picking up Neitz, playing in front. The Schwartz. The Ox has got it. He's been in really good touch. He's all fired up. He's had a very controversial week. Long raking handball to Rigoni. Pumps the ball long. He's off target. And it's just made it inside the playing field. I thought it might have even been over the line on the full.
It looked pretty close, didn't it? But it wasn't a great kick. He didn't put it to the advantage of his teammate. And, well, you've got a neutral situation. And on a day like today, having the ball 10 yards around from your point behind post is not a bad result.
So big chance for the Demons. Schwartz, big body in front over the ball. Hawthorn players desperate. Neitz, McFarlane had it, lost it. Green, bundled off that time by Graham. Shoveled out by Schwartz. It was a good pick up by Robertson. They keep the ball alive. Knocked on by Green. It's in the hot spot. Kicked off the ground by Rawlings, who is now one of the best defenders in the game.
Well, he's pretty composed, Jade. He sits off well. He reads the play very, very well into the back line. He was prepared there just to come out the back of the contest and protect the goal face. which is a very smart play, and in that instance we saw him make a good decision going to the boundary.
Wren pushing and shoving. Schwartz a bit too strong. Farmer had it, lost it. It's going to be hard to weave a bit of magic under these conditions. Schwartz again, just bustling the ball forward, taken by McDonald. It's tough in close. It's going to be a tough day at the office. Leoncelli fired out the handball, taken by White, smothered off the boot. Farmer in the bottom of the pack along with Rigoni. So the Hawks to the edge of the centre square. Johnny Barker's got 2 to beat. Collins, a fresh air shot, taken by Harford. That first goal is going to be a team lifting goal. Ingerson, good hands. Finds Nicholson. Took his time and finds Ward. He's been one of the success stories for Melbourne this year, playing as a midfielder. Check. Arrived late on the scene, but did it well. Kicks it off the ground. Now the race is on. Great pick-up. Dixon, magnificent stuff. The young man from Assumption College pops it down, and Barker's got it. He's got to run into the open goal, and banks it through.
That is just a brilliant passage of play from Ben Dixon, and you can actually see he was in 2 minds. Chick kicked the ball out of the ground after spoiling the mark from White. Dixon initially looked like he was going to line White up for the Shepherd, but then he picked it up beautifully when Chick peeled off, and instead of just handballing to Chick, he looked longer, and John Barker had made space, found him with a beautiful kick, and Barker played on.
Got to be careful with the switches inside today, so
yep,
Jason.
Very much so.
With Melbourne have done on a couple of occasions.
John Barker has been handy up forward this year. He's booted 7 goals. Throwing the ball up here at the MCG. Hawks undefeated. Brown to the half-forward line, taken by Graham. Clean bowl that time was Leckers. McDonald caught high to take the free kick.
Well, he's prepared to go in low and hard at that one, so he's earned the kick. McDonald. Bit of a bad bounce there for the Hawthorn player, but it was 2 sides off for a second, but he's down low. Aaron Ward not getting low enough.
Well, it's a day for inches. Kick it off the ground, just keep belting the ball forward. Hopefully it'll create some opportunities. Harford playing in front. And the ball will drop short. It'll get heavy. Players will find it very difficult to kick the ball long distances.
Can't just blaze away though, can you? It's still, even though it's wet, you've still got to try and spot something up.
Well, it's the little things today, isn't it?
Yep.
You know, knock the ball on, like Chick did in the centre square, kick it off the ground, create something, a little bit of space further afield. Tallis. Between the back pocket and half-back flank. Just in 2 minds. Now he's going to indicate he might just hug the boundary line. It's a big, big pack of players. And you see there the ball coming off the hands. That's a good take also by Ward. Pinched that time by Wren. Tumbles the ball forward. Taken by Thompson. Big snap. Through for a behind.
Well, the right decisions are made in those situations. Not to try and over-finesse on a dry day. Wren might have looked for the handball, but push it forward. Give your forwards some space to work into.
David Schwartz, you can just see changing jumper there. Fish, he's gone from the long sleeve to the short sleeve very quickly.
Already getting a little bit hot, David Schwartz. He was in hot water during the week. Ball kick out by Walsh. They have to work hard here, the Demons, to clear the space. Closing quickly on Crawford. Here's a chance for Wren. White dropped the sitter. No easy marks today. Got to keep making ground. McDonald thought he might have been caught high. They've paid advantage. Gurgic comes away with the ball. Pumps it back to the edge of the centre square. Rain continues to tumble down at the MCG. Robinson in front, pushed off the ball. Check. Such an important role today. Playing midfield.
Very good hands from Nicholson there. They were in trouble if he didn't take that mark, so it was well done.
So a transfer of play. McDonald.
Oh, it's coming down now at the MCG.
Is that thunder or is that wind?
That's wind. Very blustery.
Callis kicked off the ground by Ward. Gained 20 metres. Harford. Hands and knees. Rigoni the tackler. Check. That was a clever kick. Woden just fed the ball off and crunch.
Well, Nathan Brown, he's got a big job today. He's playing on Shane Crawford at the moment, but that time he just ran into a brick wall. He received the hand pass and bang.
Bit of a grin on his face too. He saw the funny side.
There's a history of between these two teams, and there'll be a bit of niggling going on out there for sure, a bit of verbling.
Well, 1996, it looked like both these teams were going to be won. Jason Dunstan, that famous game, the last game of 96, beat it 10 goals for the Hawks.
Great mark, David Schwartz.
Too far out to score. Good 60 metres. He's caught in two minds. Now goes back onto the left. This could open up. The Wizard couldn't hold it. Crawford to Graham.
Poor kick.
Collins, two grabs to Juggler. It's been paid.
I was just going to ask Jason, what's going to constitute a mark today? You're one of the paid farmers if you're, in these conditions.
Well, still got to control it, don't you?
You're entitled to get a little bit more latitude from the umpires, but you're right, KB. You've got to at least make it look like you have some control over the ball. Collins
to the hot spot at centre-half forward. Robinson, high flyer. Neitz did well, the crummer. Now the ball's going to bounce on, not so. And finally punched over the line for a boundary throw-in.
I think Joel Smith would have preferred it to go through for behind there, but it's even the control over the ball is even difficult when you're punching. And i7sport.com.au. Don't miss your chance to chat online tonight with Ben Allen, Servant and AFL commentator. So i7sport.com.au.
Schwartz was over the ball. He's been pinged.
I think they'll play a few of those today too, KB, because the tendency is when you're at the bottom of the pack in wet days like this just to drag the ball in, hang on to it. And 50. And Woods giving Leoncelli some lip. I wonder if that's a second 50. Really, he's going to wear him like a glove, Tony Woods. Still at him verbally there, trying to suck him in.
Well, it's a real test for Leoncelli, KB.
Yet to have a possession. He's one of the midfield guns. Wren from inside the centre square. Low trajectory kick. At the back, long stop. That was wide. Collins goes to ground. Lord does well, lost it, got it. Chance for Walsh. Safety first, puts it through from behind.
Well, it's interesting, Aaron Lord had a couple of options available to him and he's pushed it towards goal, and all staying true to a game plan possible today of not over-finessing, not being too clever, keep it simple.
Keep it simple, keep the ball going forward, Paul. A very important thing on a day like today. Don't finesse. The short passes and the hand passes that shoot out the back of packs can really come unstuck in conditions like these.
Yes, I think those quick hand balls in close can be very dangerous today because you won't really get it away from the pack situation.
No.
I think you're better off to really try and kick the ball, try and get a little bit of distance. Shove out that time to White. Brown from half back. Schwartz wants it at centre half forward. Too much carrying the ball for David Schwartz. Backing back was Graham. Farmer's got it. Under these conditions, it's going to dull his brilliance. Kicked over the line by Hay. There's been two instances in this first term where Jeff Farmer on a dry day probably would have kicked goals.
That's true, and Joel Smith being very disciplined there. We see him take, but he was just pushed under by Farmer. Very clever. That's what Farmer's very good at. So Joel Smith had his work cut out. And again, probably line ball, Johnny Hay, but...
if it was a handball, it would have been paid, but because he kicked it off the ground, got away with it.
McFarlane was there too in that ruck contest. Schwartz been pretty handy across half forward. He's been bullocking. Here's a chance for Farmer. Quick kick. Got to play in front. Because chest marks are virtually the only marks will be taken today. Hay, short to McCabe from half back. Looks down for Tallis. Does it well. Crutch. Dixon, a bit of muscle. Tallis is going to kick it off the ground. Playing in front was Thompson. He bent down a long way. Slides it back over the line.
Good play from Tallis. He didn't have any options on. He just took it upon himself. He hugged the boundary line, then when confronted, handballed along the boundary line. And already that's a very interesting statistic. I don't know whether that's indicative of a couple of times Melbourne have been first to the ball, but certainly Hawthorn with a high tackle rate.
White got his hands on the ball. It was sharked that time by Harford. Nicholson working overtime. Combines with Ingerson. So they share the ball around. Woden just weighing up his options. Looking for Walsh. He leaves it for Green. Half back for the Demons. And yet to score. The Hawks 1-3-9. Green, a man of immense talent. The kick's a poor one, but look at that. No easy marks today. You've got to keep closing on the contest because players will fumble. McCabe, short. Finds Tony Woods.
Well, it's a good play so far by Hawthorn. They're trying to find their teammates, wait till something opens up and create something as John Barker goes to the boundary there, but Melbourne prepared it at stop-play contests has come off their men, and we saw it in the defensive 50 a moment ago that they've got loose players back. So
you've got to be keen, don't you? Look at this.
You've got to be keen.
Fantastic supporters, got the ponchos on. It's bitterly cold, it's raining, and there they are, following their side. Just great to see. Leckers. Inside 50, Thompson was playing in front of Ingerson. Chance here for the Hawks. That's Lord, he's kicked the goal.
Oh, good goal, just talking about it, Jason. They're prepared to push forward and aggressively. They're getting numbers of the contest, and Nathan Thompson did a tremendous job there as we see the ball off the side of the boot there. But Leckers long.
Nothing fancy, just a quick long kick.
That was good play there by Thompson.
He got in front. Good hands, very quick hands from Chick, and well controlled by Aaron Lord just to drop it onto the boot, kept the momentum going forward, and just dribbled the ball through. Positive start for the Hawks.
(2-3-15), a great start by the Hawks. Just under 9 minutes left in this opening quarter. Harford had the ball on the string. Demons just can't seem to penetrate. Swartz, Leoncelli, not much happening. The Wizard, Farmer, quick snap off target. Going to be behind.
Be one of those days where you're only going to get a few half chances and you have to make the most of it. It could be the difference at the end of the day between winning and losing. Half chances like the one that Jeff Farmer had there.
We saw Aaron Lord before. Has he dropped a bit of weight from last season?
He has. He's deliberately gone away from the weights program, just worried about fitness, speed, agility, that sort of thing, and it looks to be paying dividends.
Joel Smith seems to have found his niche in defence. That's a beautiful kick under the conditions. Nietzsche was there. Farmer pushed off the ball that time by Rawlings. Chick, good clean hands. McCabe. I swear Hawthorn's very good. Backing up Harford. Back to Leckers, who started it all across half back to the half forward line. Playing in front is Barker. Nicholson made it a contest. Gurgic, hands and knees. Walsh goes to ground, opens up Lord. Just toe poked it off the ground. Wasn't meant to be. And Brown puts it over the line.
Well, Hawthorn not afraid to use the handball constructively out of defence there, as you see KB. They're still going to back themselves. Both sides are going to run pretty hard today. Almost be a war of attrition as the day wears on.
They'll be very tired, and we'll find mistakes taking place later in the game. Woden pushes the ball forward. Green did well from behind against Tallis. I think that's blood on Tallis. Might have to leave the field. Nicholson is playing in front to Walsh. Gurgic kicks a high ball. Big fist. There was 3 Hawthorn players to 1. Uze waits down, tumbles the ball forward. Neitz thought he had it, then dropped the ball. Hay, Neitz still good enough to get a kick away. Here's a chance. Farmer, that was clever play. Back to Rigoni. This is bending back. They're going to kick a goal. Green.
Well, it was the sort of answer that the Demons needed. Great work from Jeff Farmer. A couple of key things that the Demons forwards are doing at this early stage is they're playing in front. We could see Neitz there in front. Could have been pinged for dropping the ball there, but certainly trying to make the play. Got the quick kick on. And just have a look at Farmer's approach. He knows he's besieged by 3 defenders, so he just pushes the ball to Rigoni's advantage, and probably would have gone through without the assistance of Green, but he takes the easy mark, pushed forward unattended, and kicks the Demons' first goal.
Demons have their first goal through Brad Green. That might just inspire him as Woden pumps the ball towards centre half forward. Hay will be keen to take this right to the line. And finally it's over. And Uze just letting him know. Now we've got the Logies on tonight. I don't think he can win an award for that. That was maybe a Golden Globe effort.
Well, they'll be nominated for next year, KB, anyway. Nominations have closed. But it was worth a try.
Of course, I can remember you doing the red carpet interviews at the Logies one year.
Special they were, KB.
Magnificent Paul Salmon. Would have been good if he had have recognised someone as the ball goes over the line in front of Collins.
Yeah. I got to tell you, fellas, apart from the cheap shots, it was a wonderful experience. I got to learn so much about designers. As we see with the bench, Sean Reynolds will take the first break for the Hawks today. And Trent Crode onto the field for the first time. There'll be plenty of rotations off the bench, Jason, you'd imagine.
It will be interesting to see what role Crowe takes. Thompson doesn't look like he's coming up into the ruck at this stage. Barker's doing the work. It could be Crowe or Barker to do just a running ruck type job.
Lord, penetrating kick. Kicked off the ground by Pachoni. Just couldn't quite get enough purchase on the ball. Nicholson. And finally forced through for a behind. Well, Crowe might run around the ground just as a small ruckman.
Yeah, look, I think he has gone to White now, so that is the case.
And that could be very handy because under these conditions, I mean, the ruckman's not going to take any big grabs, and even the ruck work, it's going to be pretty hard to be, you know, really definite ruck work, trying to, you know, create something from a set, you know, stop-start situation. So I think this is a pretty good idea to have a mobile boy running around such as Crowe.
Good idea.
Great mark.
Good mark by Barker, and certainly White hasn't got much backup today, KB.
That might be the mark of the day. Walsh.
Or that one.
Just tried to pinpoint the pass, which probably wasn't the right option on that occasion, Barker.
From half-back, Robinson will have to hit it hard. He was outnumbered. And Lickers puts it straight back over the line for a toss back in.
Now, KB, I didn't see the incident earlier with Tallis copping some blood. You said you saw him. I can see Bowyer out there on Uze at the moment.
I reckon he just copped it sliding underneath the ball. Bowyer's a pretty good player too. You'd think under these conditions he's very hard at it.
His eyes would light up today. He'll love getting in there hard and low.
Leon Chally. It's very difficult to hit a target. Brown back to White. Really plays that kick behind the play. McFarlane. Oh, you got to be brave today.
Oh, yes.
Got to put your bodies on the line. Look at the
Great
just broke the shackles. Gives it across to Woden. He was trying to be a little bit fancy. Uze got a bit of a shove. Coming in hard again was Neitz. Bundled off the ball. Look at Hay. Uze, wonderful pickup. Just couldn't quite get his boot to the ball.
What about David Schwartz's attack on the ball then? He grabbed the ball first, which was the key, and then just said, if you're going to try and stop me, you better be good. He just barged his way through. Great attack on the ball.
Try and pin David Schwartz's hips on a day like today.
Hawks by 9 points. Ward, that was a quick kick.
Good bounce.
And Hay happy to just concede a behind.
It would be interesting, you know, it's interesting. It was good to see John Barker go for his the overhead mark earlier, and some players will continue to back themselves in. It's going to take some common sense in the conditions to make good decisions today to benefit the team.
You've got to go with the flat hands when you mark. Really, it's almost like parrying the ball.
Yeah, the ball's actually got to be nearly dropping short, doesn't it? So that you can actually knock it down to yourself. But anything that's sort of got a bit of carry on it might even be better to just sort of continue it on its way with maybe a bit of a backflip. Crowe kicks a high ball back towards centre half forward. Lord playing in front. That was a good attempt. Desperate at ground level. Look at the Melbourne players. Check from outside 50. This is a big kick.
Oh,
right to the line. And finally, Ingerson was happy to just push it over.
Nearly took a great mark, Nathan Thompson. One of those where you're caught in between. Do I go for the mark? Do I try and shepherd it through? If you're not sure that the ball's going to go through, then you go for the mark. That's what Thompson did on this occasion. Nearly brought in one hand.
Yeah,
Goni was looking for Nicholson. Kicked off the ground by Ward. Now the whistle has gone. Free kick is going to Melbourne.
They've looked dangerous, the D's, when they get it quickly through midfield and in along their forward line. It's a very one-on-one situation for them, their team in their forward half. So they've just got to continue in that vein today.
McDonald just taking the edge of the centre square. Hay coming through hard was Schwartz. Rawlings, good vision, back to check. And again, they'll toss it back in. 17 players, 8. The goal kickers for the Hawks, Aaron Lord and John Barker, singles, and for Melbourne, Brad Green is their sole goal kicker.
Well, Daniel Chick's already got the ball 9 times, while Woden's got it 6, and Swartz 7 for the Demons. So there's a few boys getting a bit of the ball out there.
Pachoni. I just juggled it around a bit. Tony Woods pumps the ball long. Getting back was Ingerson. Chance for Lord. Dangerous player under these conditions. And he has kicked a goal.
Well, at the moment, that's the difference between the two teams on the ground at the moment. They've had a couple of half chances. Aaron Lord looks like he's the one that's turning them into goals. Yeah. We've seen a couple miss at the other end. Ingerson just working Thompson under the ball. Lord pushes his opponent under the contest and then threads through a beauty.
Well, it's just interesting Walsh's positioning in that contest. You'd almost want to trail Lord into it.
Got to get on the
Otherwise,
goal side, haven't you?
You get caught out the back door on the occasion in weather like this.
3-5-23 the Hawks. The Demons 1-2-8. Aaron Lord's booted 2 goals. Chance for Bowyer, who's come off the interchange bench. Check. Playing in front of Gurgic. Pachoni can revel in these conditions as well. Johnny Barker back to Pachoni. Young man does well. Keeps the ball alive. Here's the danger man, Lord. Breaks the tackle. Dangerous kick. It's in the goal square. Half it. Oh, a fantastic effort. That would have been the goal of the day.
It would have been. He's got a bag of tricks, hasn't he, Jason?
I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of players that wouldn't even think about trying this. You can understand why. It's not percentage. He's tapped it over the opponent's head and then kicked it out of midair. Now, that could have been goal of the year, KB, if he pulled something like that off.
Well, you've got to improvise, don't you?
Oh, yes.
Rigoni.
Look, it's enjoyable to watch too.
Couldn't hold it.
It's enjoyable footy. It is improvisation and it's creative, and it's just trusting your instincts too, which Daniel Harper's got plenty of. Good instinctive footballer.
Hawks by 16 points. Just 3 minutes left in this first quarter. Gurgic heads for the line. Nathan Brown on screen.
It's pretty tight matchups in the middle. They're always taking effect, and it's just going to be one-on-one footy most of the day. As I said earlier, it's not going to be easy getting a lot of the weather.
Kicked off the ground, check.
Great
Lord.
figure.
Been very handy today, Aaron Lord. Kicked off the ground that time by Ward.
Good play.
Pops the ball forward and Uze has marked.
That's why you play in front.
In front of McCabe. Too far out to score. The Wizard is lurking. So's Neitz, pushes off his opponent in Hay. Contest. They'll need a crumb of the Demons. Graham. He's looking for Crawford, and finally Farmer slides it back over the line.
Gee, the work rate of some of these players has been tremendous early. It's going to be a real test. I can see out the 4 quarters. Crawford on screen there a second ago is working both ends of the ground very aggressively.
Rawlings and Swartz to do the ruck work. Crawford, speak of the devil. Farmer taking to the ground, didn't have the ball. Cross half back. Smith just belts the ball back inside the centre square. Now Hawthorn fans thought that was a free kick to Dixon. He did well. Pachoni's going to kick it off the ground.
2-on-1.
This could open up. Taken by Barker. Runs into the open goal. He's got 2.
Now, I'll tell you right now, a lot of people would look at that piece of play and they could actually read it the wrong way. You might think Barker should have handballed the ball, because they have a 3-on-1 situation. Great work from Pachoni, and I think it's is it Lord streaming by looking for the hand pass, but Barker found himself in space, and on a wet day like today, a kick when you're running directly in line with your target is better than trying to go with the long hand pass.
And plus having the courage to stay back off his opponent and become a loose man. It was a good play.
Well, he's been a great success story, John Barker. He's kicked 2 goals along with Aaron Lord 2 as well. They're the focal points up forward. But he was with Fitzroy, with Brisbane, went to the Hawks without a big reputation. But over the last 12 months has really grown in stature. Here's a chance for Chick. So danger here for Melbourne. Good mark taken by Collins. 22 points is a fairly sizable lead under these conditions. Woden and Chick. It's a good matchup taken by Leckers. Just belts the ball back again. Inside 50. Lord pulled off the ball. Wanted the free kick. Walsh just sidesteps his opponent that time in Dixon. Goes wide looking for Brown. Keeps the ball alive.
Well, that was a very good play. Really ran hard at the ball, the boundary there, and got rewarded for it.
Neitz and Hay. They'll be doing all the aerial work across that full forward line.
Tony Woods has come off for a spell, and young Tim Clark on for his first run today.
Into the last minute of this opening quarter. David Neitz, the skipper, on screen. Throw in on centre wing. Time clock ticking away. The Hawks by 22 points. High ball. Some pushing and shoving. Now the whistle has gone, and there's a Melbourne free kick.
Yeah, I thought that was there. Neitz was just worked under it a bit too much, and well, he's a clever enough player and good enough to accentuate just enough to get the free kick.
Goal before quarter time would be a big bonus. White was the high fly. Pachoni's done very, very well. He's worked hard. He's had it 7 times. Joel Smith comes away from half-back. He's looking for Dixon in front of Collins. Dixon, great hands. So the Hawks with a chance as the time clock ticks away. Ball on the half-forward line. Crawford. Can he make something out of this possession? He can't. Collins caught. Loose ball. McDonald slaps it on. Bowyer. Fresh legs off the bench. Late in this first quarter as the siren sounds. I think the Hawks would be very happy to have a 22-point lead at quarter time. 4-6-30. The Demons 1-8.
Yeah, good start by the Hawthorn team today. They've worked hard out of the middle, and well, it's just as I said, as the day wears on, some of the goals are going to be lucky today, Jason.
They're winning the midfield battle at the moment, the Hawks, about an extra 20 or 25 possessions in that midfield core. So that's something obviously the Demons will be looking to turn around at the start of the second quarter.
Well, the Melbourne Demons, David Sneech, the skipper, doing a bootlace up. Those boots are going to get pretty heavy as the day wears on, and I'm sure at half-time they'll have a change. Well, as we predicted, a pretty tight contest. The Hawks go in at quarter time with a 22-point lead. We'll be back shortly at the start of the second quarter. And the D's going back to position, and Kevin Bartlett just acknowledged the crowd as being brave to come out on a day like today, KV. You're not far wrong. There's a few brave players too, I suppose. Yes,
it's always very tough on the players because there'll be a lot of times when you've got to, make body contact and players are kicking it off the ball and you're sliding along. And one of the frustrating things is that you might be 3 or 4 metres clear of your opponent, but you can't take advantage of it.
Yeah,
that becomes very frustrating.
Let's have a look at Harford early in the quarter. Jason, we're all marvelling at this attempt here.
Well, he knew he was going to get tackled, and he just didn't take possession. Otherwise, Ward would have wrapped him up, tapped it back over his head, and then tried to kick it out of mid-air. Would have been a freakish goal.
Yeah, we'd all love to see goals like that, no matter who kicks them. That was fantastic. Here we go. Time for the start of the second quarter.
And Hawthorn looked like they've gone back to their original matchups and original lineup. Wren back in the ruck, and Woods and Tallis back on the ground.
Hawks by 22 points. 4-6 to 1-2. Sean Wren has done well so far, 6 possessions. Ward has been one of the midfield guns for Melbourne this year. Harford dragged down by the Ox, taken by McDonald, feeds the ball off to Rigoni, his partner in crime, runs into Pachoni, strong enough to sort of shrug the tackle. Phoebe's on the ground, started on the bench. Loose ball, edge of the centre square. McDonald to Schwartz. Good vision. Phoebe, most experienced player at Melbourne, kicks a poor one. But under these conditions, very, very tough. McDonald down towards Neitz and Hay. He's been shadowing David Neitz all day, pulled off the ball. It was a fresh air shot. Uze was the tackler. Tallis over the top. Step over toe hold on Neitz.
Oh, they're playing aeroplanes out there.
That's a ball up.
Bit of fun.
KB, I think we can see already a bit of latitude the umpires are giving is with the holding or dropping the ball rule, because whilst they're not disposing of it correctly when being tackled, they are taking into account the difficult conditions.
Well, there's no rule dropping the ball as such. It's either holding the man or holding the ball. So
of course, you're on the rules committee still, KB, aren't you?
Yes, you were on it for 12 months, Paul. I know.
What sort of an
nearly ruined it.
Nearly ruined it within 12 months.
Oh, dear.
Wren to Harford. Combine, edge of the centre square. Woden did well, had to hit the ball hard. Eyes only for the ball. McFarlane looking for Graham. Chick's been very handy. Chick and Woden.
He has. Chick just winning that battle at the moment with Woden.
Thompson and Ingerson. Ingerson does well to Walsh, who's always got plenty of dash across half-back. Phoebe put himself into the game straight away. Finds White. Edge of the centre square. Some run now. Leon Challey. That's just his second kick of the game. Neitz was being hung on to, and he'll take the free kick.
Well, Johnny Hayes thinking might have gone his way. Probably a bit foul, but there you go.
By the hand.
I don't know what Johnny was thinking there, because, well, as a forward, you always feel for your opponent. So Neitz had his arm back and
I'm always amazed.
Trap.
Well, the other thing is you don't need to push the letter of the law as far as you would on a dry day if you're a defender, because you know it's tough for the forward to take a mark. You've just got to be there and give some sort of physical presence. You really don't need to do a lot of hanging on.
That's right. I'd go a long way to see a contest between these two players on any day, but
Neitz directly in front. He likes it. He's hammered it home.
Well, goals are going to come at a real premium today, and the last thing you want to do is be giving free kicks away in the attacking 50. That's going to prove very costly. And that one directly in front, 35 metres out. And look, it's a very blatant holding on. He wrapped up one arm, wasn't allowing Neitz to get to the contest, and Neitz taking full advantage. Good umpiring and a good finish from David Neitz.
Just his 4th goal for the season for David Neitz, and Trent Crowd back on the interchange bench.
Yes, Stevie Green there too, Tim Clark on the ground, and all waiting, champing at the bit for their opportunity.
Gee, Tim Clark might be a handy player, Jason, under these conditions. He's such a strong runner all over the field.
A very good runner, probably not strong in the body, KB, but they might use him later in the day, I'd suggest.
Well, Phoebe's made a big difference to Melbourne. He's already had it 4 times. The start of this second term, Rawlings just hammered it along the ground. That was a look-away handball from White. Going to put himself under a lot of pressure. Dixon kicks it off the ground. Rigoni tested his strength, but it was taken away by Woods. Just tumbles the ball forward. Chance for the Hawks. Leckers has got a chance. Inside 50. Kicks the ball to the square. Getting back is Nicholson. And finally the ball beats Thompson over the line for a boundary throw-in.
I'm not sure if I saw correctly there. Angela Leckers kick around the corner a bit there, Jason.
Interesting decision, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was just look, the margin for error is just too great today to be too clever outside 50, but still it was a great clean possession, and just probably didn't make as much of it as he probably would have liked.
Is that one of his weaknesses, kicking around corners? Does he not straighten up enough?
No,
I wouldn't think as a general trade. It was just a decision at the time, KB.
Walsh. He's got plenty of pace. Nowhere to go except over the boundary line.
Of course, for all your stats, all information, to chat online, anything you want, for all the updates, i7sport.com.au. Log on, and it's a great website, that.
You been in the chat room yet?
No, I'm meaning to. I might go in tonight and have a chat to Ben Allen.
Boundary throw-in. White wants the free kick, and he gets it against Sean Wren.
Sean Wren looking slightly bemused. It's always funny when they play a free kick. Both ruckmen look to see whose it is, KB.
They get the easiest free kicks in the game.
Oh!
Chance for Cameron Bruce. You can see by the clean appearance, he's just come off the interchange bench. Rigoni pumps the ball inside 50. It's within 30 metres of goal. Kicked off the ground by Uze. It's going to go through. He's kicked a goal.
What a goal. What a great goal. He's just talk about making something out of nothing, Jason. We've mentioned it on a few occasions already today. And 2 goals early in this quarter. Great start for the Demons, but we watch Uze come in at the front of the contest. Braden Tellis dive, but Uze, from his soccer background, I believe he's got one.
Magnificent, just with the outside of the boot.
Very clever football. And this contest, Braden Tellis has been good for the Hawks so far this year, but we know how important Uze is to the Demons. A great goal.
Well, the Demons have hit back with the first 2 goals of this second term. They're now within 10 points. David Beckham would have been thrilled with that goal. Rigoni, high ball. Coming through hard was Neitz. The Demons are inspired. I reckon Phoebe's helped him. Start of the second term. Here's a chance now for the Wizard. Maybe a bit of magic against Joel Smith. Tried to tunnel ball it through his legs. He's got it. He's up. He's down. He's crunched. Still going is the Wizard.
Free kick to Hawthorn.
And the free kick.
High contact on Joel Smith.
It's going back to Joel Smith. Yeah, you can see it there.
The face.
Yeah, good call.
He's great when he's around the ball, isn't he? He's talking about making something out of nothing. This bloke can do it.
He brings a crowd into a game, Jeff Farmer, doesn't he? They start to get excited just in anticipation.
And if you're an opposition supporter, he can annoy the hell out of you. He's fantastic.
Joel Smith from that last line of defence. And here the wind blowing here strongly at the MCG. Rain keeps tumbling down.
And it looks like there's a fairly strong breeze favouring the Demons at the moment. That ball from Smith really held up into the breeze.
Brings back memories of like one of those old Red Rattler Expresses to Lilydale, mate.
Yeah, the flag's really flying there.
Well, you can see there with the kick off the ground by Uze that, you know, the ball's going to skid forward. So, you know, kick the ball into space. It's going to go, you know, a reasonable amount of distance.
Yep.
And you can see kicking the ball off the ground is going to be pretty helpful today. Here's Farmer trying to make something out of nothing. Taken by Brown. Playing in front. Bruce has the ball thumped away. That was by Graham. Boundary throwing, but Melbourne look a lot better. They've been revved up by Neil Danaher at quarter time, and they've come out smoking.
Well, they certainly have, and
They're enjoying it.
They're having a ball. Have a look at that. There's nowhere else I'd rather be, I don't think.
Wren, big round arm. Bruce back to Ward. Dangerous
Great
kick.
pick up.
Rawlings, they had to have good hands. They need good support under these conditions, and Hay just belts the ball out towards the boundary line. A consummate defender in front of Phoebe.
Well, the Demons almost had another opportunity there. It was ruck contest. You'll be very careful if you're going to knock the ball out the back too much today in the forward 50. It can bring you undone. So a bit of control in the ruck contest won't go astray.
Well, we know the Demons will keep on coming. That amazing win they had over Adelaide with just 4 seconds to go. They'll just fight this right out. And these 2 quick goals at the start of this second term, no doubt, has lifted the spirits.
Young Stevie
Coming away
Green's
the
on.
ball, Stevie Green. Off the bench, one of the youngsters. His father, of course, and Russell Green, a great Hawthorn player, started his career with St Kilda.
This bloke Nicholson's pretty underrated, isn't he? There's a couple getting into the spirit of things. But he does a pretty good job in defence for the Demons, Nicholson. He's
As does Ingerson.
yeah, he does very much so. A lot of pressure on those two.
Very workmanlike, aren't they? There's a chance. Green looks very much like his dad. Ball just wobbles its way
Is that a good thing?
through for a behind.
To look like Russell? It's all right, isn't it? It's a great compliment. I saw an article in the paper on Stephen this week, and he's very proud of the fact his father's career, and he's very keen to forge one of his own now.
You probably saw him as a young boy in the rooms, Jason.
Regularly, KB.
There's a great grab taken by Sean Wren.
He's been pretty good, the big fella, so far. That's his 3rd mark, and coming for his 8th possession. So,
Well, he's a smart player, isn't he? And you need smart players under these conditions. Wren. Just wobble the kick forward. Johnny Barker's been dangerous. He's already booted 2 goals along with Aaron Lord. They've been the focal point up forward for the Hawks. They'll get a ball up here. Ingerson all tied up. But it's just 20 metres out.
Looks like Tony Wood's coming off for another spell. Glenn Bowyer about to come back on. And we saw Sean Wren trying to kick a big torpedo then. One thing you will see on a wet day is a lot more torpedo kicks, because they do carry a lot further than the drop punt.
if you can get onto them.
Yes.
Just 20 metres out from goal. Now,
Oh!
kick, and it's going to Hawthorn.
It's against Nicholson, and it's going to Thompson, and this is one of those that we said you've got to be careful not to give away free kicks on a day like today, because they are very costly in the attacking 50.
Here
you
it
see
is.
Nicholson, he takes him out of the ruck contest,
Oh, I don't. Oh,
and
there
then
it is.
there it is, the left
The
arm
second
over the
one.
shoulder. Yep.
But still, I mean, when you're this close to goal, I mean, it's a tough call for the umpire, isn't it, to give those, because
It
it's
is.
pretty soft.
It is, but you shouldn't be taking those risks as a backman. You've got to play it carefully.
Thompson directly in front.
Missed it.
Now he's getting clapped by the Melbourne player, so that indicates that's a miss.
He didn't have a great day in front of goal last week, did he?
No, missed some in the first quarter when they really could have put Freo away very early.
Wasn't a
I
good
think he
run-up,
kicked
was it,
3 or 4
Jason?
points. He didn't take long with the kick either. He has been working hard on it at training.
He probably needs some more help.
Are you the kicking coach
Better
there,
help.
Jason?
Thank you, KB.
He was.
McDonald.
Yes.
To the edge of the centre square. Today it's so tough. A lot of bodies on the line. A lot of pack tackling. Hard to pick the ball up. And Phoebe's got it on the edge of the centre square. 32 plays 20.
You're right about Phoebe, KB. He has given him something, and as we've seen him come up with the ball there, he's such an experienced campaigner. You mentioned about Wren knowing where to go and how to get there. This fella, Phoebe, is the consummate at that.
Rigoni back towards centre half forward, and there's Neitz. A sliding grab in front of Hay. You would think he's too far out to score. He's going to look for the Wizard. He's in front. He was manhandled. Got bundled off the ball. Taken by Graham. That raking left foot slides the ball out towards the boundary line. Phoebe has got McCabe to beat. Hands and knees. Traps it well. Caught one in the head, but there was no free. It was just in the action of that play. Behind Nicholson. Good grab.
Yeah, very good grab that.
He's got a tough job playing on Barker.
Oh, nothing to kick to.
And Walsh just sidetracks the ball.
He's
The
got
race is on. It's going to stay in play. He kicks it off the ground. Going to ground is Bowyer, who's just come onto the ground as well.
Well, he did well in the end, Walsh, because when he looked up after taking possession of the ball, there was absolutely nothing. For a good 60 metres, you can see Joel
See,
Smith,
he was held.
a good handful of jumper.
He was definitely manhandled, Jeff Farmer. It was done well by Joel Smith for the consummate backman, just to sort of get on the wrong side of the umpire, just hold him up under these conditions. That's all you need.
Well, arguably more of a free kick there than there was down the other end for Thompson's shot.
Oh, that was a free kick. The umpire just didn't see it. Leckis, edge of the centre square. Again, went for a big torpedo. Just wobbled it forward. There was a big pack of players. There was 4 Melbourne players. Phoebe again puts the ball towards the boundary line.
Well, they're camped underneath those ones, aren't they? If we haven't had enough rain, they're going to bring a few more drops. But doing the right thing, and there are plenty of Hawthorn players at the fall of the ball there, and very disciplined defence there by the Demons.
Well, it's been a long time since Hawthorn's been on top of the ladder, Jason. If they win today, they'll be on top. 4 straight wins.
Great opportunity. Set up a very promising season with a good start. Still a lot of work to be done here yet.
You can ill afford not to have your boot on today, KB. We see Shane Woden there. If he gets that, we might see it. Someone's got his boot. And that sock will be pretty heavy come half-time.
In the old days, one of the opponents would have picked up that
over
boot
the fence
and
by
would have
now.
put it straight over the fence.
About row 8.
It'd be tucked under a poncho as we speak.
I saw Neil Barham pick up Vin Waite's mouthguard once and put it down the front of his shorts. Phoebe.
Didn't want it back.
Melbourne forced the ball forward.
You'd be flossing after the game.
I like the look of McFarlane. I think he's just got a good bit of size, can play at both ends of the ground.
Looks like Thompson's having a run on the ball at the minute.
Rawlings. Neitz has done well, gives it across to Brown. Chance for Melbourne. Brown, can this bounce through? It has. No. It has clipped the post.
Just grazed the post as it went through, and it was just a mishandle. I know it's tough in the conditions. They were trying to handball and open up the play, but Rawlings just had it spent before he took possession of the ball, and then he was besieged by 3 Demon defenders. The forwards come defenders, and it nearly cost them a goal.
Well, Joel Smith just couldn't quite kick it to himself. Tell us. It's been off with the blood rule. The umpire says, go son. And he kicks the ball along the boundary line. He's looking for Bowyer. Kept in play. Bruce tries to keep it alive. Crawford. That was with strength. Back to Bruce. Won it well. Good touch. Chance for coming through was Wheatley. He's on the ground also. Uze towards the goal square. Hay. He's got time. And presence. Goes wide to McCabe. Wants to set it up.
Got Rawlings clear.
And Rawlings has run hard from the back pocket. So some rebound football by the Hawks backing back. That was a brave attempt. Crawford. At ground level.
Good hand.
Does well. Lord has been a dangerous player. A couple of goals on bad conditions as we've got here today at the MCG. Rawlings will stand and delivers. And unloads. Gives it both barrels to 50. Big pack of players. That was Dixon, the high flyer. Pounced on by Green. Can't kick on his left side. Need a kicking coach. Bundled off the ball also was Melbourne. Chance for Lord. A look away handball. Green again in the square. Uze got a shove as he's got his boot to the ball. Trying to keep the ball alive. Can't get there is Robertson. So a couple of opportunities. Look like young Stephen Green not really proficient on his non-preferred side.
Well, it's a bit hard in these conditions to make a judgment on that, but certainly the work rate's there. He put himself in the right position to have a shot.
And also a point you made before, Jason, he's a pretty lightly built player, and under these conditions can make it tough.
Yep. Well, that's a throw, surely, against Crawford.
Leckis. Chick was clever play. Dixon, quick snap. It's missed.
Again, it's just turned a little bit with the half chances. You go down the other end, the Demons have kicked 1 or 2, and all of a sudden the Hawks have kicked 4-9, and they've had 2 or 3 opportunities this quarter, haven't been able to convert. Just finding it a little bit tough in front of goals.
It's a matter of volume, I suppose, and many times you're going to get into your forward 50 and the amount of chances you provide your teammates.
Changes made again. Wren's gone off for a spell. Looks like Thompson into the ruck this time, and De Crowd into the forward line.
Hawks 4-9-33. The Demons 3-3-21. Uze.
Well, nearly decapitated the runner, that kick off the ground.
8 possessions to Uze. Bruce pulls McFarlane off the ball. Going in hard is Bowyer. Phoebe. Now the whistle is gone and the free kick is coming back, going to Stephen Phoebe. Now he's come off the bench. He's now had it 8 times. Jeff White taking a breather, and young Jolly coming on. Robinson, the lead. taking a breather. There was some doubt about his fitness coming into the game. Injured his knee last week against the Cats. And we've got a boundary throw in just 20 metres around from Melbourne's goal.
Well, a golden opportunity for the Demons to create something. Swartz, we saw him a couple of weeks ago, kicked a miraculous goal from a ball up. And you can't discount him in these situations. Thompson's going to be on his toes here.
So Swartz will test his strength against Thompson. Smith. Again, it's a hurried kick. McCabe. He's attacked that time by Farmer and Hawthorn with a foot on the accelerator. The kick, unfortunately, is a poor one. It was kicked off the ground by Green. Running hard now is Crawford. The run comes from Leckis. The Hawks can open it up. Crowe loves to burn off his opponent. Kicks the ball into the pocket. Looking for Check. Woden to beat. Check paddles the ball along in front. Has done it well. Sidesteps. Gets support from Dixon. Can kick a goal. Dragged down. Great defensive play by Melbourne. That was superb play. Melbourne will come away with the ball. Taken away that time by Walsh. Bumps the ball out wide. He was looking for Phoebe.
Well,
I think that was Uze that brought him down.
It was a
great chase out of Uze, yep.
Lack of support with the voice there, I think, into the Dixon, which saw him take one step too much to steady. And you won't get away with it like today, unfortunately.
Well, it was hard running by Uze.
It was.
And certainly saved the goal. The Demons just trying to keep it moving it forward. Here's young Jolly on with a bit of strength too. Just shrugged off his opponent. Gave it across to Robinson. One-on-one contest. Playing in front was Neitz at the back. Here's a chance. Farmer unfortunately puts it over on the full. It was worth the attempt.
That was a quick rebound from Hawthorn's back half, or front half into Melbourne's, and it's pretty impressive on a day today for the Deans to be able to do that. And young Jolly's come on to give White a rest and already made an early contribution.
Well, he ran back on for the Hawks.
Well, Jolly, of course, is a young boy who really does get his chance from North Ballarat, because Troy Simmons has gone down with an injury, and of course during the finals last year was an important player coming off the bench, allowing Jeff White to have a bit of a breather up forward, or whether it be on the bench. So young Jolly, it's going to be a big season for that young boy. Inside 50, Melbourne with a chance. Time clock ticks away. Just over 6 minutes left in this second quarter. 33 plays 21. They led by 22 points at quarter time, the Hawks. They now lead by 12.
Speaking of Melbourne ruckman, Jim Stein's in the background there, and he's enjoying not being out there by the looks of things.
Looks like a few moves coming up. We saw Neil Danaher there just pushing around the magnetic board with all the names on it. Phoebe in front of Green. Crawford. Good play that time. Brown took it away from Neitz. It's off target. That's his second behind for the quarter.
He's got a couple of shots lately. Jason has just missed, so good signs. He's been pretty good today, young Brown.
He has. Looks a very likely tie.
He didn't play in their final side last year. He got injured just before the end of the home and away series when he looked like he was about to consolidate a place in the side. McCabe.
Contrasting decisions from kicking so far today. Melbourne have gone long on most occasions, and Hawthorn still looking to spot up, and so far doing it all right. Good mark. That's a good mark, Trent. Crowe in front of Nicholson.
And the umpire just having a word to Crowe. That's a good kick under the conditions. Backing back is Collins. Off hands. Dixon overruns the ball. Ingerson. But his teammate Brown was under some sort of pressure, but he's taken the free kick. He's on the half-back flank. He's had it 9 times. Neitz is going to be the target up forward. Hay, the big fist from behind. The crummer is Robinson. He backtracked. Just conceded ground to Phoebe, and finally it's forced back over the line.
Well, there's the benefit of experience in these conditions. Sean Wren getting down low and really finding the boundary there. Very intelligent play, and you expect that from the big fella.
Major possession winners so far. Crawford's had it 11 times, 14 to Daniel Chick and 12 to Leckis, and for Melbourne 13 to Ward and 12 to McDonald, 11 to Rigoni, and Walsh also 11 times. Woden, fresh air shot. Harford just keeps belting the ball forward inside the centre square. 2 against 1. Brown working hard, gets around Green, steady, sets himself up. So it's one for the high flyers.
Oh.
That was Robinson. Hit the pack hard. Farmer, can he kick it off the ground? Forces it through for a behind.
What a fly.
I'm going to tell you, Melbourne have lifted their work rate this quarter. They're really starting to get some sort of control over general play. They haven't turned it into goals on the scoreboard as yet, but they are looking the better side this quarter.
Interesting if we can see that vision again. You can see there Joel Smith really sort of applying pressure to Jeff Farmer. Farmer thought he was being held off the ball. Now he's got a free kick.
He got that for high contact, and I think he nearly got a leg or a knee in the head as he was over that ball as Tallis came in. You can just see Tallis with the bandage across
You see there
neck.
off the ball.
Big fly from Robertson. And now have a look at this. Just watch the leg of Tallis. No, that's after it goes through.
You
this
can
one here, you can just see Tallis coming in. It might be just catches him in the head there.
And the one before, you can see Joel Smith was just holding him off the ball.
Yep.
So Farmer, this would be some goal. This would bring the Demons to within 4 points.
Probably struggled distance-wise as well in the conditions from there.
It'll be tough because it's a good 45-metre kick. Farmer bends it back. Not enough.
Not enough by a long way.
Not enough.
Almost a point.
Big roar from the crowd, but I think it was for the out on the full, not for threatening the goals.
Lots of Hawthorn supporters, I think, behind the goals down that end of the ground today. Misled us a bit, but well, if anyone was going to be able to do it, it was going to be the Wiz.
Rawlings from that last line of defence. Nicholson. With good hands that time to Ward. Backing back his leg as he's been a good player. These conditions sort of would suit him. He's that sort of player, isn't he? Hard-working player.
Yep, certainly is. He has been good today. It's credit to him, and he's re-established himself in his team in a big way.
Green across to the run of Tallis through the centre square. Oh! That was thrown. Couldn't take it. Dixon had it and lost it. Chick was pushed off the ball. Look at Dixon there. He's found some new muscle. To Crawford. Clever play. Back to McCabe. Just couldn't quite get enough purchase on the ball.
He's called that a throw.
So the whistle has gone and he's been pinged.
Gee, Crode's fly was absolutely fantastic. I don't know if he knew where the ball was. It nearly fell into his arms.
He saw Robinson doing it at the other end. Might have a crack at this. Phoebe, gee, I like his second quarter. It's been inspirational to Melbourne. Neitz may have been held off the ball. Leckers continues to win the hard ball. Green, young man from Tasmania, back to Leon Challey. That's a good kick. Gurgic. Now closing quickly. That was Rawlings. He did well. The Ox just fends off his opponent.
There it is. Interesting one.
The ball is coming back, and Gurgic will take the free kick.
He was in first, he's in low. But
Just fell on top of his back, maybe. Now the kick went short.
I don't know what he's paid that one for. Either a free kick or a mark either.
Has got it.
They are starting to get. They're getting a bit of a run on the Demons. They just need to convert it into goals.
I reckon that Hawthorn supporter was saying, do something, do something. Leon Challey dropping short. Neitz has got it. Now I have noticed that Neitz has been playing in front of Jonathan Hay right throughout this game.
And if there's one habit that Jonathan Hay has, he does give his opponent a little bit of latitude because he has the pace and the agility to make it up very quickly. But on a day like this where kicks will fall short, the ball's heavy, it'll drop quickly, you just can't afford to let your forward opponent have that comfortable front position. Quick kick like that, simple chest mark.
And look at you, big fella, you can't position yourself on the goal line. You've got to get a good spread of players to drop short. So here he goes around the corner.
David
Brilliant.
Neitz.
Brilliant.
Oh.
He has got it. He's rammed it home.
I'll tell you what, that is a marvellous kick because there are a couple of Hawthorn players who are on the side of the mark and the umpire had allowed them to come in very, very closely. Normally you've got to stand 10 metres away. You have a look at the players standing on the side for the kick. Neitz wanted to play on inside, but they're that close he can only take one step before they get there. That is not a lot of room to work in, and he does it beautifully.
That was a fantastic goal, David Neitz, and well, so KB said he's playing in front. He's going to get rewards, and unless the support comes, those drop short balls, he'll be a dangerous player.
2 goals to David Neitz. The skipper brings them back to within 4 points. They've booted 3 goals this quarter. The Hawks have been goalless. After a 4-goal opening term to 1, they led by 22 points. It's now been dragged back to just 4. Melbourne side, applying pressure. McCabe has run along the ball today. That's his 10th possession. Floats it to Leckers, his partner in crime. That's his 15th possession. Chance for Green. Certainly puts himself in the right position. Lord has booted a couple of goals, feeds the ball off. Crow overruns the ball. Nickerson flying the pressure, tried to pull him off the ball. Crow was looking for the 3, then attacks the ball again. Over the top comes Ward. And they've got a ball up 45 metres out from goal.
It's a real slog when the ball goes into the forward line. The mark and goal that we saw from Neitz a moment ago, that was only the 3rd mark between both teams inside the attacking 50.
Well, half-time, it's a slog here at the MCG. Hawks on top in the first quarter. It's been reversed in this second term. And at half-time, it's just a 4-point ball game. 4-9-33 the Hawks. The Demons 4-5-29.
Well, the Demons have been pretty happy with that second quarter effort. They've got themselves right back into this game, and that the wind does seem to be favouring the punt road end a little bit in these conditions. It would mean little. There's Neil Danaher. He'd be pleased with the boys. He got him a bit at that quarter time. Wanted to lift. He got it. They responded well. The Hawks are going at half-time and say, well, let's start the game again. 4 points of difference at half-time. Boys will well let break. Back after this. Beautiful day at the MCG. Would you like to have it any other way? In fact, a video has been released this week called Passion to Play. I'm pretty sure another one called Passion to Support would be appropriate on a day like today. But the fans have been great. They're out here in force, and the Demons are taking the field. The Hawks are out there as well, and both sides gearing up for a big second half. Well, you may want your piece of history today in this game, but you can have any game you want. Every game of every team of any week. So if you want that, there's the number 1-800-035-665 for Name a Game. So take your pick. Well, we are set for a pretty big second half here, Jason Dunstall. And what's your reading of the game so far, and who might just take advantage in the third quarter?
Oh, look, first half has just been the typical arm wrestle. I think Hawthorn controlled the first quarter. Melbourne wrested back control of the game in the second quarter. And I mean, if you have a look at the match stats, they're identical. A couple of players there. Aaron Law's been very good up forward. He's converted a couple of goals. Also, Johnny Barker from limited opportunities. Daniel Chick has had a great battle with Shane Woode, probably shading him at this stage. Daniel Harford, the other ones, making great contributions for the Hawks. But look, there's only one kick in it. They're basically starting from scratch again.
Interesting to see the tackles column exceeding that. Not interesting, understandable today. That it's exceeding that of the marks column, which is not surprising. The ball's been at ground level most of the day, and here's Melbourne, Jace.
Interesting to see a key forward up the top. David Neitz with 8 kicks and 2. I mean, 10 possessions on a day like this in a half of football for a key forward. He's been playing full forward, but KB made mention the one thing he's doing is he's playing in front. He's attacking the ball. He's giving himself every opportunity, and he's converted that into a couple of goals.
Yeah, certainly very impressive. Playing a great captain's game today. There's the Hawks bench. Tony Woods there. Gwenny Bowyer, Stephen Green. We haven't quite picked up the 4th member of the bench just yet. And there's Rob Dixon, the runner for Hawthorn, who's produced that tape, Passion to Play. And there's Collins, who's been a good defender today. He's an underrated player, but not by his own teammates.
No, well, he started with the Adelaide Crows. He's had a few injury problems. Last year really found his niche playing in defence for the Melbourne side.
So the second half almost underway.
4-9-33. The Hawks lead Melbourne by 4 points, 4-5-29. Crawford, edge of the centre square. Well, they kick the ball a bit of distance early in the quarter. So it's very important if you can win some possessions, get it inside 50, fresh ball and fresh legs, and freshen up at half-time. Just might be able to snag a couple of goals. There's Ward on screen. He's been very good today. Had it 15 times. And he's been one of those players who's been transformed from a backman to a midfield player, playing on some gun players. White over the top, got his hands on the ball. Dixon, good strong body work. Actually a bit more physical this year, I reckon, young Dixon. Green just slides underneath the ball.
That's got to be close.
Make that Tim Clark. And the whistle has gone, and McDonald cannot believe it.
Well, he mightn't have had control of the ball, but he wasn't making any attempt to find it and dispose of it. You can just see he basically lays dormant over the top of it. And
well, you see, the rule in football is that once you go to ground, you must knock the ball out all with the one action. And if you don't do that, then you'll be pinged. Leckers has had a big game, right on 50. This will be a great start for the Hawks in this third turn. It goes right to the line. Oh, just a fingertip to it.
Well, Barker's tried to do the right thing there and work his opponents under the ball, but
Tried to work the whole pack under the ball.
he nearly succeeded too. The Hawks are kicking with the aid of a bit of a breeze here, and it's been of some advantage. We see Barker, well, Jeff White doing the right thing as a ruckman, playing deep and forcing it through from behind.
Rigoni straight up the centre of the ground. This is going to drop short. Been taken that time by Leon Challey. So that's 7 possessions in that first half. Some pushing and shoving down there with Joel Smith and also with Jeff Farmer. McFarlane back to Smith across half back. Pumps the ball back towards the front edge of the centre square. Rigoni has to weave his way out of trouble back to Ward. I've been impressed today with his play and also the kicking power. Inside 50, Neitz again playing in front. Couldn't take it on the second grab. Schwartz came in to lend a hand. Smith and Farmer goes to ground. Pounced on by Crawford. Great hands and great vision too. He's going to find Dixon. He's on the halfback flank. It opens up. Now he's going to go short. Finds Wren. He had Piccioni out wide. Just didn't quite pick him up. Wren from the halfback flank. Good body work by Barker. Needs support. Gets it. Harford. Dragged down Collins. He's got pace. Comes away from half-back. Heads towards the boundary line now. 2 against 1. The Hawks should win out. Farmer's going to close quickly as well. Here he comes. Lord. 2 goals in that first quarter. Playing in front, backing back was Nicholson. Chick with strength. Coming through that time was Clark. Still inside 50. Thompson feeds it off McCabe. Has to do a 360. Then wobbles the ball inside 50. Chance for the Hawks. Barker, hands and knees, feeds it out. Lord runs into a brick wall. Shape of Jeff White. It was a big roadblock. Chance for Ward. Now the whistle has gone.
Well, he's paid that against Aaron Lord fending off high with the arm as he got tackled.
So White goes wide. Uze. It was a spectacular jump. Crawford just lost his feet. Patterton lost it. Piccioni kept his foot. And again, Crawford is unhappy because Uze has got the free kick at half-back. There's a good mark taken by Neitz.
In front again.
Lifted the Demons with 2 goals in that second quarter. Rawlings from behind against Schwartz. Goes bang, crunch. Harford goes to ground. Leckers. Gee whiz, he's been good today. That time he was caught in 2 minds. Lost control, taken by Neitz. Dangerous kick now for the Hawks. Green was there. The Wizards going to kick it off the ground. Lack of direction.
Well, a little bit of indecision there at half-back for Hawks, and really a boot to the ball in those situations is the best option. And a bit of open-nessing or holding up for too long, and the Demons converged.
So a chance for Melbourne. A goal will put him in front. Robinson just lost his footing. Just sliding past his opponents was Harford. Got it across the Wren and Piccioni. I like Piccioni. I reckon he's one of those improved players. Just might have a role there at Hawthorn. Oh, crunched in the back was Thompson, so he'll take the free kick.
Just a bit clumsy, Ingerson, stumbling into the back of his opponent, one arm over and taking him out of the contest.
Thompson from the edge of the centre square. Barker to do the aerial stuff. Taken away by Clark. Just hard to get enough purchase on the handball to sort of get it quickly through the air. They'll go short. Coming through strongly is Ward. Been impressed today with his game. Piccioni was a look-away handball. Comes to Clark. 25 metres out. It's going right to the line. Kept in play. Collins to Leon Challey. They combine. Walsh just wants a kind bounce and gets it. Plenty of run now. Comes from Rigoni. Comes away from the half-back flank. Drills it. Neitz has gone, and what a grab!
He's playing a brilliant game for a big forward in the wet conditions, David Neitz, today. Just attacking the ball with great aggression, and look at the concentration on the eyes.
4 marks and 12 possessions. He's booted 2 goals as well. Crawford waiting off the pack. Inside the centre square. Leon Challey to Collins, to Walsh. So the half-back line now. Starting to produce some forward thrust for the Demons. That's a good penetrating kick. It was a measure kick to centre half forward. Graham. 8 possessions today to Graham. McCabe. That's a good kick and finds Chick. Can open up here for the Hawks. It's a kick to the pocket. Thompson Just can't get there. Kept alive by Piccioni. In fact, I reckon Piccioni knew what he was doing. Thompson wasn't aware he was going to try and knock that ball back into play.
He wasn't quite onto it. It was a very clever play by Lance and worth a try, but Thompson was on the double back and wasn't quite sweet. I think he'd sold it over the line there, but as you said before, KB, Lance has been very impressive today.
Opportunity for the Hawks. Ward. So hard to handle the ball today. We've had a lot of rain at the MCG. Woden and Crawford, 2 Brownlow medalists. And the race is on. Crawford couldn't keep control. Actually knocked the ball on towards Neitz. Woden did well to get his foot to the ball. Chick. You can see the weary legs of the players. Some just struggling to sort of generate any sort of power in the lower half of the body. Swartz there in the back. That'll be a free kick.
Probably wasn't much need for that, but Swartz, the recipient of it.
Harford has intercepted this.
Good fight.
Goes to ground, showed courage.
Gee, that's great play. He was the only one that was really making the play. Then he attacked the ball, he threw his body at it. But Melbourne have started very well in this third quarter. Their aggression's great. Their half-backs working very, very well. Hawthorn's had plenty of the ball, but they're really holding solid down back. McCabe to centre-half forward and hits Tallis on the chest. Loose player inside 50. Finds McFarlane. It was only about 5 metres closer than Tallis was. Tallis was right in front on the 50-metre line. McFarlane probably 45 metres out. He'll kick from just inside 50 at a 45-degree angle. Probably still coming to grips with kicking under pressure. Luke McFarlane doesn't have the ideal action. It's something that he has been working on, but it's going to take his very best kick in these conditions.
This is his first kick today.
Yeah, been rewarded for pushing aggressively forward. So let's see what he can do here.
Kicked 5 goals against the Tigers in an Ansett Cup match. This time he's pushed it left and through for a behind. It's been okay in defence. That was his first kick, but he's actually had a bit of the ball. He's had it 7 times. He's taken a couple of marks.
He's been playing on Robertson, who's just come off for a spell. Russell Robinson.
Phoebe goes very, very short, and Rigoni didn't even look where he was kicking it, so luck's of fortune in the arms of Uze. He belts the ball forward. Walsh, always the runner from half-back, out in front. Looking for Green, couldn't take it on the half volley. Wanting a free kick is Hay. And he has been pinned. No attempt, says the umpire.
You're right, technically, KB, your explanation before about making the attempt, but maybe if you're a Demi supporter, you'd say, geez, what chance did he have there? He was bottled up.
Well, he grabbed the ball in between his legs, and the umpire actually, Scott McLaren, did well then. He waited to give him an opportunity to try and knock it out, but he just continued to drag the ball into his body. Lord, some run from half-back. Rawlings to centre-half forward. Nicholson has had the job on Barker, who kicked 2 goals in that first quarter. Crawford. This could bounce through. It's in the square. He's got it.
Well, it's a great finish there by the skipper, Shane Crawford. He really has been tremendous today. We touched on it earlier in the second quarter where his work rate's been fantastic. Barker doing the right thing there, pushing it forward. But he and Harford have been at the fall of the ball a lot. And a very intelligent kick. He knew it had just hit the ground and skid and turned through, and Daniel Harford's enjoyed it just as much. But a much needed goal by the Hawks. And only 12 points in it now.
(5:11:41) plays 4:5:29, so a 12-point lead to Hawthorn. Just under 12 minutes left in his third term.
They needed to kick that one because they have had plenty of the play. They have had a lot of the ball forward.
Well, we believe they're kicking with a breeze down towards the punt road end. And we've seen a couple of goals now that if you can kick it towards the goal square, the ball will just continue to slide through. Tough today. McDonald to Jeff White, who's done well because there was serious doubts about his fitness coming to this game. He's just had a couple of breathers today. Here's Neitz. Been inspirational today. And Uze from almost an impossible angle.
Oh.
Gee, that would have been a spectacular goal. But you talk about that punt road NKB where the breeze is favouring. Of the 9 goals kicked, 5 to Hawthorn and 4 to Melbourne thus far, 8 have been scored at the punt road end. Only 1 at the end to which Melbourne is kicking in this quarter.
So the Demons will be keen to just try and keep it to within the 12 points margin. It's 11 points now. There's a mark to McFarlane.
Good hands, young Luke McFarlane. We just spoke about him earlier, but he's a much improved player.
Gives a bit of size there, doesn't he? And he can go forward. Chance for Bruce. Just weaves his way out of trouble. Finds McDonald. Can be a penetrating kick from outside 50 into the pocket. But the conditions make it very, very difficult.
The conditions do, but he always looked like he was targeting a player leading to the boundary, and
should have kicked to the centre of the square.
Percentages would tell you to get
a dangerous kick.
Today.
This is a dangerous kick. Now, that's a free kick. That's a silly free kick.
Tell you what, Dixon was out number 2-1 when Graham switched it, and he had to use his body very, very well. That could have been a very dangerous situation with a 2-on-1. Melbourne could easily have turned that into a goal.
Particularly with Farmer about to pounce.
Dixon at half-back. The Hawks by 11 points. They led by 22 points at quarter time, 4 points at half-time. Clark from the half-back flank.
Got to go down the wing, kick it long.
Safety first, Ingerson. Got his hands on the ball, on the stretch. It's so hard to hang on today for overhead marks. If you remember, you gave a stat, Jason, early in the game, or just before half-time, in fact, that the number of marks taken inside 50
was 3. Yep.
So you can count them on one hand. Clark, he's got great endurance, he's a great runner. He could be very handy under these conditions because he'll cover some ground, half it, stands and delivers, pumps the ball back. Oh, brave attempt here. Collins running with a fly to the ball. Team lifting stuff.
Off the bench.
Kicks a poor one.
He's just come on.
That's
onto the ground.
That's Bowyer. He walked off the bench and took a mark.
A yard onto the ground he went and
That's
took
got to
a
be
mark.
some kind of record.
That's good coaching.
Good coaching.
Barker was the target. Bit of muscle work that time from Nicholson. And we've got a boundary throw in.
Well, for live scores and the quarter stats for every match, log on to our website, i7sport.com.au. All the information you need there.
Well, it's a slog here at the MCG. Just 41 plays 30, 5-11 to 4-6. And Collins was over the ball. Pachoni comes away, but the whistle is gone.
Well, players are going to get rewarded for that. For just getting down low, the head's in, prepared to put the bodies over it. We've seen plenty of free kicks paid today on that very basis. So Bowyer's got possession.
Sean Wren is off, Nathan Thompson is on. Bowyer has it between wing and half forward. The Hawks into attack. Demons will be kicking with a breeze in the last quarter. Ingerson got rid of his opponent that time. That was Crow. That was off the ball. Not seen by the umpire. Schwartz just actually threw the ball.
Great pickup.
Taken back by Thompson and just belts the ball back 30 metres out from goal, hitting the ball hard. That's Rigoni on the burst. Getting back. Good grab taken by Rawlings. 11 possessions and 3 marks today. Hay couldn't get his foot to the ball. Pulls Leoncelli off the ball. Gives away the free kick.
That's a shame, and conditions like today, sometimes those the execution of the handball can be telegraphed a bit. Gave Leoncelli, who was on the mark, a chance to get across, and just a small error.
Demons are lacking a few numbers on their forward line.
Oh, good grab.
There was 6 against 2. Rawlings got back. He's very strong overhead, isn't he?
Very courageous as well. He takes that chest mark, or he turns into the traffic.
Dixon been playing across half back, winning a lot of the ball. Can be a penetrating kick. Good defensive play. That came from Ingerson. Going to ground was Bowyer. Walsh just slides along the ground, kicked off the ground by Check, and body pressure too. Phoebe was the tackler. Walsh dragged to the ground by Leckers. White does well. Rigoni feeds it off to Schwartz. The Ox stands and delivers. Tumbles a kick back towards centre half forward, and Tallis hits it hard and running. Hawks into attack. Defence into attack. Barker caught from behind at ground level. They need a crummer. Wanting a free kick, pulled off the ball. That's Clark. Finally forced over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Just a few players out there at the moment on both sides looking for the free kick rather than just worrying about the ball. The free kicks will come, but you've still got to chase the ball.
Just let him go, I think, in enough time.
No,
Sometimes
very well
they
done.
hang on to the tackle a bit too long, but not on that occasion. Crawford over the top. Kicked off the ground by Walsh. Dixon gets the call, leaves it for Bowyer. Can he set it up? Just kicks to open space. Lords, the danger man's kicked a couple of goals. Forces it over line for a boundary throw-in. No, it's a behind.
Yeah, well, that's where Lord is most dangerous, when the ball comes off the back of off the hands of the pack. He's a very good reader to play, strong body, and he's given half a chance there, as we see Wheatley coming back on the field.
He's a big kick, young Wheatley.
He is, isn't he?
So he just might be handy under these conditions. Collins. So the loose player's been set up. It's Phoebe. We started on the interchange bench. He's had it 10 times since coming off in that start of the second quarter as Woden. Just measures that kick. He was looking for Swartz. The Ox has got it. 45 metres out, around the corner. And through for a minor score.
So you know what the Demons have done very well today? Their setups for the kickouts after a point's been scored by Hawthorn has been very, very good. They've been able to spot that second kick from the kick-out very, very well, and that time brought the ball all the way into the attacking 50 very comfortably without the Hawks touching the ball.
Well, it's very hard to score down at that city end, because I think, Jason, you've explained to us just one goal has been scored down there out of the 9 being kicked. So the Demons will be kicking to what appears to be the best end in the last quarter. So the Hawks lead by 11 points. McCabe goes wide and marked by Jeff White. Sets it up short to Brown. Has been handy today. To White. To centre half forward. Neats. Gee whiz, I've been impressed the way he's played in front today. And Wheatley just off the bench. Dragged to the ground.
Well, he had about 3 Hawthorn opponents, or 3 Hawthorn players who were able to compete with him there, and he brought it forward, and to get out of the situation with a ball up is a very good play by Needs.
Well, it's not hard to continue to play in front when you realise the chances of taking a mark are pretty slim.
Yep.
So maybe you're not going to be rewarded by taking a grab, but he's done it well. Green pulled off the ball.
Clever play for the young fellow, wasn't it, there?
It was. A couple of youngsters there who Green, former son of Russell Green, also Tim Clark, former son of David Clark. So a couple of youngsters really making their marks in the game. Dixon goes short and hits Crode on the chest. So danger here for Melbourne. At the back of the pack, Lord's got it. He's going to kick a goal.
He's push out. He's paid the push out.
No, good call, Jason. Now the umpire is calling it back, and Walsh said, "What? My free kick? You beauty!"
Aaron Lloyd has just run around and high-fived almost every member of the team. Still hasn't realised.
Well, the umpire went up to Walsh and said, "It's your free kick." Couldn't believe it. Collins, short. Thompson.
She had 3 Demons players then, 2 Collins. He just happened to pick out the one Hawthorn player.
This poor play. This is a great kick. Dangerous kick for Melbourne.
Penetrating.
Brown did well. Chalice, great hands. Chance for the Hawks. Nicholson did well on the stretch to Brown. Melbourne's defence has stood up. Wheatley kicks the ball wide. He's looking for line. McFarlane has read it well. Cut it off into the pocket. He was looking for Barker. It was very ambitious.
We've got a lot of Melbourne, a lot of Melbourne defenders pushing hard in defence. Here's a free kick. Well, it's there. The pushing action was there, KB, but again, you feel pretty hard done by after a goal like that. Well, and Hawthorn is setting up a wall here, which it's got to play.
Walsh got a surprise when the whistle went.
Certainly did.
And McFarlane. Well, has he been in the play in the last 5 minutes? This young man, very impressive. 5 marks today. He's had 9 possessions.
Getting very dark out in the ground. It's almost time for the lights to come on, you'd think.
It is very gloomy. Nicholson, just with some strength, muscled his way through. Phoebe to Woden. A game of attrition, because a lot of players are getting very tired. And there he is again. McFarlane
having a purple patch at the moment.
Put the magnet away.
Grabbing everything.
Well, Hawthorn need to create something outside 50 here. Melbourne are pushing back hard. There's probably no use trying to spot up around the 50 arc.
Well, David needs...
From here, you've got to go deep.
McCabe to Leckers. He's won a lot of the ball today. Leckers into the pocket. Crode was the target.
David Neitz is the only Melbourne player basically in their attack. Well, he's just gone back to be the second Melbourne player in their attacking half of the ground. Everyone else, the other 32 players are up this end. I couldn't see those two.
It's so dark down there, Jason.
Goal square. But there's 32 players up the other end. It's unbelievable.
And it is very dark. Again, we can just say that The TV cameras, of course, make it look a lot lighter than what it is at the ground because it is very, very dark and the light should be on. Uze conceded ground back to Wheatley. Was smothered off the boot. Rawlings, nothing fancy. No frills.
Back.
Just belted the ball forward. A chance for the Hawks. They can kick this off the ground. Chick.
Missed it. I'll tell you what, they've had a lot of play, Hawthorn. They haven't put the score on the board, and you just think if you're a Demon supporter, you probably like their chances if they can keep the margin around the 10 to 15 points going into the final quarter with the aid of the breeze.
The thing is, Jason, they're making a lot of forward 50 thrust, but it's a real scramble for a goal, isn't it? There's nothing really clean and clear cut about it, and then credit to the Demons, they're flooding back well, and their long kicking out of these points has been paying off.
Demons within 2 straight kicks. 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Tallis. And Woden. Melbourne's half-back line has been good in this third term. Been a lot of pressure. It's an ambitious handball by Jeff Farmer. But Walsh loves to run with the ball. Takes him on. Can he set it up to Uze? Slip Walsh trying to get some purchase on the ball. Going to ground was Gurgic. Neats also. Can't keep his footing. Chance now. McDonald, 45 metres out. So dark down there on that half-forward line. Thompson on hands and knees. Great play that time by Smith. It was a 360. Clean bowl, the Hawks. Collins. The Demons back into attack. Farmer drops it. Paddles the ball along. Gives a shove in the back to Crawford. Finally pushed over the line for a toss back in.
Inside 50s, basically double. Hawthorn 15 and Melbourne's 8 at this stage.
Jeff White's just come off. Jolly's back on the field, so they're going to need Jeff White's legs. Robertson's coming on. They're making changes, ringing them.
Gee, he's come on as an extra man because Reganey was about to come off but didn't.
And Phoebe also has gone to the boundary line as well. Now, the race is on. Woden and Chick. Slides on the ball. Chick wants a free kick.
Gee.
The ball is loose. Woden drags that one in.
Well, he let that go, the umpire.
And look at Chick. He's got him pinned.
He's saying that he pulled the ball back in. I think Woden just got it out before the umpire was about to pay it the first time. You can see he's hanging onto it there. He did drag it in. He just releases it there. And the umpire virtually had the whistle to the mouth at that stage.
Now he drags that one back in there too. Daniel Chick. He was pleading.
Pleading is the word you could use. He was. Oh, look at that! It's a very attractive sight.
Half it. Well, KB, they've got the auxiliary lights at the top of the southern stand on, which gives a little bit of light on the far side of the ground, but it's
good for the spectators reading the football record.
It's dark everywhere else.
What about these big ones? Do they work?
No, that is there for show.
McDonald kicks a high ball. They won't be able to see it.
It's getting very difficult to see the ball. Dixon's been good this quarter.
He has been very good.
Here's a chance.
Here is a chance. McCabe. He's hoping this is going to bounce through. I can't see it. Lord kicks a goal.
There he goes. That's the one he wanted.
He's got 3.
And he may have ran past the umpire and said, try taking that one off me this time. There was nothing untoward that time. He just worked his opponent underneath the ball, took the chest mark. Dixon's been very, very good this quarter, really coming into a good vision on the right foot. McCabe went for home. He kicked it long. And there's the battle. You can just see Leoncelli. He lost sight of the ball. Lord tracked it and then played on. Take that one off me, he said.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, the way the trend of the game's going, Melbourne could possibly come home with the aid of the breeze in the last
Now
quarter.
the lights are on. That's what the Bronx cheer from the crowd is. They've seen the lights come on. They can see the footy again.
We have live.
Look at that. Just a flick of a switch. Modern technology. It's marvellous. No wonder we got a man on the moon. Leoncelli goes wide. Dixon has been very good in this term. Bowyer. To Clark.
Good vision.
Great kick. Finds Harford. He's just come off the bench. You can see him all strapped up. He can see, but he can't breathe.
He's not the longest kick in the Hawthorn side, Daniel Harford. He's one of the best, that's for sure. He's one of the most skillful players in the side, but he's not great in terms of penetration.
Well,
he does have a bit of a breeze. He'll kick from probably 47, 48 metres. It'll be everything he's got.
Well, for any of the kiddies watching, it's PG, the rated game. It's an unfortunate look, but Daniel, as said, Jay, so this will test him.
This for the biggest lead of the game.
Pulled it, just going for a bit of extra distance. He pulled the kick.
The lead by 19 points as the siren sounds.
Well, that could have hurt them, couldn't it?
Well, at three-quarter time, the Hawks lead by 19 points, 6-14-50 to Melbourne's 4-7-31, but the Demons will be coming home with a strong breeze.
They certainly will, and the Hawks could be pretty pleased with the quarter. They've given themselves a chance. They'll go in with, as KB said, a 19-point break, but the Demons will go to the huddle sensing they could turn this game on into in the last quarter. So we are set for a big last quarter here, and some pretty tired Warriors make their way to the respective huddles. Jeff Farmer, could he come into play in the last quarter? He could be very important for the Demons. Jolly's been giving Jeff White an all-important break. So, well, the boys burnt their break. We go to the third quarter break with Hawthorn 19 points ahead. Back to the last quarter very shortly. The players dispersing now, the Hawthorn players at least, to take up position. And they know just how tough a quarter it could be, Jason Dunstall, because we saw in the second term Melbourne bounce back with about four odd goals, and well, the game's there to be won for both sides.
Look, in the context of the match, a 19-point margin is a big one. But we do know that 9 of the 10 goals so far have been kicked at the punt road end, and you'd think that Hawthorn probably needs to kick a goal into this breeze to win the match. They wouldn't want to try and just protect the lead. They've got to play attacking football whilst playing the percentages and playing defensively when they need to. They still have to attack at every opportunity and try and put some score on the board, and that'll make their job a lot easier than just trying to dig in and defend.
Well, both sides put so much into their performance today. It's been a bit of a slog, wet conditions. Daniel Harford's got a few scars to show for his efforts today, and he's been a pretty good player for the Hawks today too, Daniel Harford.
Isn't it terrible that that's the way they have to bandage them, just to stop something as simple as a blood nose these days?
Can you imagine how you'd look with one of those around you, Scott?
Thank you.
Me, not much better. We're ready for the last quarter, Kevin Bartlett.
Well, the Hawks are looking for top spot on the ladder. They'll be undefeated if they can hang on today. The Demons' Ward has been a handy player today. He's been very good for Melbourne. Bowyer heads the ball towards the line. Collins keeps the ball alive. Melbourne just need an early goal. This is where all the scoring has been, down towards the punt road end. McDonald, penetrating kick, got it, Neats! Well, he's been terrific today. He continues to play in front, kicked 2 great goals in that second term to get him within 4 points at the main break, and this would be a real team-lifting goal.
Well, it just happened to fall in between Hay and McFarlane. It looked like McFarlane might have been able to get there. He didn't obviously get the call.
I think Johnny Hay may have thought McFarlane would make a contest of that. But
end of the day, Neats was the one that was desperate for the ball, and he came up trumps, and he has played a great game.
He'll still take a good kick. He's just inside 50. He's given it too much and has pushed it right.
KB, something that's very interesting is Hawthorn skipper Shane Crawford has started this quarter on the bench.
That is interesting.
Along with Nathan Thompson.
Well, he's had it 17 times and he kicked a goal, terrific goal in fact, by Shane Crawford, which was in that third term. So maybe he's got an injury problem.
There he is there. You wonder if he does have a slight twinge.
You'd have to think so.
Well,
there's a good mark. Sean Wren. Well, they've led all day, the Hawks. 22 points at quarter time, 4 points at half time, 19 points at the start of this last quarter. They now lead by 18. Leckers. It's been a gallant try today. So is this man on screen, Ward. Much improved player. Out in front. They'll need a crummer. Robinson goes to ground. Has to keep your feet. Schwartz try to bullock his way through. Graham does it well. Sets it up. It was a penetrating handball. That was knocked on by Clark. Gurgic and Collins combined. Bang, look out. Croach got him. Gurgic good enough to get his kick away. Big pack of players. Smith. Intercepted by... It's Woden. He's going to kick a goal!
What a great goal there by Shane Woden.
One of the few times he's really been able to break away from his shadow in Daniel Chick.
Yep.
Woden with just the 13 possessions, well, that would have been his 14th possession, has now kicked the goal. Chick has had 19 possessions and has probably taken the points to this point in the match. But who knows, if Woden kicks a couple of goals, he can certainly swing that around.
Demons are within 12 points. Jolly in the ruck. Woden, he's inspired. Schwartz with strength, tied up by Paccioni. Gurgic had it and lost it. Bowyer Burrows in for the ball. Schwartz is the tackler. David Schwartz, the Ox. He's had it 14 times today. He's been hard at it. 6:14.50 the Hawks. 5:8.38 the Demons. Woden caught by Chick. They've had a battle royal.
Well, they certainly have, KB. They've been tremendous performance for the clubs today, and as Jason pointed out, Chicky probably with the points so far.
Both great athletes, aren't they?
Geez, Woden's dangerous in the clinches. It's dangerous when the game's there to be won. He comes up trumps like he just did a few moments ago.
And of course we can see now that they turned the lights on just before three-quarter time. Brown was clean bowled. Harford left the field for the blood rule. You can see him all strapped up, and he's been pinged.
Oh, that's a consistent call.
Yes, they've been very consistent today. They've given enough time for the player to get the ball out, but once he won't get it out, they ping him. Wheatley, who is a thumping kick, right down towards centre half forward. Rawlings went the big fist. Schwartz can't get clear. Tried to use his strength. Woden couldn't take it. That man Ward can to Jolly on 50. Farmer, was he held off the ball? It's going to bounce through for a behind from Jolly.
You can just feel the tension in the game at the moment. The crowd's coming right into it every time the Demons thrust forward.
Good body work that time by Joel Smith.
He backs himself more in that sort of contest now, Joel. He's got a bigger body, stronger body, and better equipped to handle it, Jeff Farmer.
Pachoni pinched that time by Neitz. Concedes ground to Gurgic. Kick was smothered off the boot. That came from Crow. Pachoni to Croat's got it. He's taken a one-hander. Well, he smothered the kick, then he ran down to the half-forward line. Now it can open up. Dixon, very good in that third term. Under a lot of pressure from Leoncelli. And it's 50.
Wow.
Was it a line ball?
It didn't look like he did much wrong there, Andrew Leoncelli. And he's getting a bit of lip there from a couple of players, but I'd like to see a replay of that. Lord getting in his face as well. Chick having a few things to say. It looked like he took Dixon out as he was in the air. Oh, look, I think that's really tough.
Yeah.
Really tough on him. Dixon took the strong mark and Leoncelli made him earn it. And I think there's nothing wrong with that, KB.
Crawford's back on the field while the action's taking place with Dixon with the ball in his hands.
So Dixon pops it through.
Well, that could be a very critical decision in the context of the game. That's for Hawthorn's first goal for that end of the ground for the day. And
let's have a look at it.
Yeah, let's have another look at it here.
Oh, you're entitled to make him earn the mark. It wasn't that late.
That certainly wasn't 50 as far as I'm concerned, because 50 is given for wasting time. Now, if he had have taken the mark cleanly and then was cleaned up by Leoncelli late, well, then it would have been 50, but that was pretty close to line ball. So that contentious 50-metre penalty stretches the lead to the Hawks by 17 points. Crow started the game surprisingly on the bench for the Hawks today. McCabe, it's been handy across half-back. Dixon's been very good today. Brown kicks the ball back towards the centre wing. Walsh got a shove out. Good play by Schwartz. Gets it back to Woden. They need a quick reply. Goals are at a premium. Good play by Neitz. Sets it up for Robinson in front. Farmer. Great play by Smith. Got a fist to the ball. Neitz. Hits the post. He's hit the post.
He's been in everything, David Neitz. We saw him at half-back a moment ago. He's covering some ground. He's working hard. He made a contest that released Russell Robertson, and then he was quick enough to follow it up and nearly made a goal out of nothing. Great snapshot.
It's great to watch when he's on song, David Neitz. Doesn't matter what the conditions. It's a sign of a quality player.
No one on the square. Smith can play on if he wants.
Full marks to Joel Smith, because to get his fist to that ball, because it was all set up for Jeff Farmer. Harford, 20 possessions today. Strolls away from half-back. It was a poor kick. Kicked on his non-preferred side.
Didn't get any penetration on it.
McDonald, high ball. Schwartz is going to stand his ground. Over the top was Wren. Walsh, he's got his shorts ripped off. Rawlings goes to ground. Swartz over the top. He wants a free kick. And he's got it.
Well, you would think the players have learnt by now. In the actual fact, that's the second time half it's been pinged in this quarter. But the umpires have shown that they will pay it if you're over the ball. Even if you can't get it out, you've got to make it look like you're trying to get it out.
He dragged it in.
And he's not making any effort. He's saying it's being held to me. It's no good opening up your arms. You've got to at least make it look like you're trying to get the ball out.
This is a big kick. They trail by 16 points. Swartz just inside 50. Gave it both barrels. Just forced it a bit. And through from behind. They trail by 15.
Jeff White back on for Darren Jolly.
Yeah, Jeff White. The thing about that, I mean, Daniel was obviously Hawthorn was upset about the decision, but he didn't give away 50. Very tempting. Players are really tempering themselves in that situation, aren't they, KB? They're pretty costly.
Can be costly. Joel Smith has taken the advice of Jason Dunstall. Good kicks the ball wide. Good interception, and he's put it straight over the line. He'll be pinged. No.
The umpire was behind the contest, though. He didn't see the handball. All he saw was Neitz putting pressure on Graham.
Do you think he's never going to be called because he was in the tackle?
Yeah.
I mean, he was there with no options there. And,
well, the option is you've got to try and keep the ball in play.
At least go up the line, not straight out.
Woden on the burst, penetrating kick, danger for the Hawks. Uze, second grab, third grab, not there. Swartz backtracks, concedes ground, don't argue. It was pushed over the line, and a boundary throw in.
It's a great contest, isn't it, at the moment? It's just fantastic when you've got a toe-to-toe tussle like this, a struggle between two sides, and the Demons far from out of this game.
Hawks by 15 points. Swartz doing the ruck work. Crow just belts the ball back towards the centre wing. Nicholson. Barker was on top early, but full credit to Nicholson. He has fought back to the half-forward line. Neitz tacks the ball. Plenty of presence. Woden tried to slide past. That time Hay keeps the ball alive. Swartz on 50. Wants to get back onto the right boot. Great kick. Jeff White's got it.
You really have to admire David Schwartz and David Neitz, the two of them. Big forwards in difficult conditions. They've both worked hard. Schwartz with 16 possessions. Neitz with 19 possessions. I mean, they're extraordinary returns given the conditions. They've handled the ball well, and on that occasion, David Schwartz's vision, he just didn't blaze away. He squared it up, and he found Jeff White in space.
Not beyond Jeff White, too, from here. He's a very good striker of the ball.
Great shot from behind the player. Great camera angle.
He's got the breeze at his back. White.
Good kick.
Can he bend it back? Right to the line. Off hands. And through for a minor score.
It shows you how heavy the ball is, because he did have the breeze, and it did look to be a pretty good kick off the boot. It just didn't get there. Good work from Sean Wren getting back, as a good ruckman would.
3 against 1, too. Melbourne should have had a few more players back. Just right on that line. Smith. Short to Graham. Squeezed up in the back pocket.
Got McFarlane if he wants him.
Directing traffic. Graham. Neitz bumps the ball forward, and McFarlane puts it over.
Well, don't forget, full reports on every match are posted on our website at the end of every match, so log on and take a look at i7sport.com.au.
Just under 12 minutes left in this final term. It's been a tough day at the office. Conditions so difficult for players. Not easy to score.
It's a good patch for Melbourne. They're having plenty of the play at the moment. They just need to get a score on the board. They need to kick a goal just to get their tails up.
All the goals, there's been 12 kicked. 11 of them have been kicked down at the end. Melbourne's kicking to the punt road end.
10.
10.
So we had Dixon just kick the other one.
Dixon just kicked one, correct. Here's Graham to Smith. He can set it up. Rawlings wanted it short, wanted the handball. He went for distance. Dixon, I've been impressed today with his game. Wheels around on this left boot to centre half forward. Here comes Crow. He'll hit it hard. Good play by Ingerson. Got a fist to the ball. Brown, hands and knees. Pulled off the ball that time by Crawford. So he's okay. He's back on the ground. Dixon Great handball. Too much carry on it.
Oh.
Phoebe goes to ground. Lucas is going to give it across, and Lord kicks a goal. He's got 4.
Well, in the end, the Hawks just worked it forward. It wasn't pretty, but they had the numbers of the contest there, and Aaron Lord, one of the better finishers in the game. But we just see the contest. Crawford, a great, very smart tackle. Croad forces it on. Dixon forces it on.
Paul, you've got a feel for Stephen Phoebe. It's probably the first mistake he's made today. He's been very good.
True.
And Dixon involved twice, pushing the ball forward. And in the end, that fumble cost them a goal.
Four goals to Aaron Lord, 2 in the first quarter, 1 in the third, 1 now in this last term. They lead by 20 points. It's a long way back now for the Demons. It's going to take a huge effort. Pachoni slapped the ball on. Phoebe couldn't take it. Ward can. It's a high ball. Neats has hit the pack hard all day. McFarlane had a purple patch in that third term. Was looking for Harford. Collins intercepted by Pachoni. A real worker for the Hawks. Drops it in short.
Oh, Lord pushed out of the way.
Nicholson did well to get a hand to the ball, but the free kick is coming back. It's
gone against
Aaron Lord.
against Ingerson, and I think he's trying to say that he pushed him in the side, but did he grab him and sling him out of the way? You can see Ingerson coming, and it's probably in the back, isn't it? It's a line ball, very close. You're allowed to push them in the side, but the angle of the body from Lord made it look more like a push in the back, and this is a crucial kick, this one.
Well, every goal is going to hurt you on a day like today, and this one in particular, you would think could do a lot of damage to the Demons' hopes, KB.
5 goals would be a match-winning performance. Lord from 35 metres out.
Missed it.
He likes it.
Snuck it in.
He's hammered it home.
Gee, the goal umpire ran a long way when he saw the kick coming.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another amazing statistic. The Hawks have only been inside 54 times this quarter. They've scored 3 goals. The Demons have had it down there inside their attacking 58 times for 1 goal 5. And that's very efficient use. Look at the goal umpire. He takes off. He's a long way right. But Lord likes it. Kicks his 5th.
Well, the Hawks answering the challenge from Melbourne. They lead by 26 points. Trying to keep their unbeaten run intact.
They've been hot on that one today, KB. And,
but at least they've kept paying it, and that's good. Good umpiring if they're going to do it.
Rawlings. Well, the Hawks are inspired. Crow. Harford is down.
Well, he cut one in throwing the Shepherd after giving the handball off to Rawlings, and
players are coming from everywhere to congratulate him.
He's in a bit of difficulty, Harford. He got a kick, he's saying, I think.
Croad is directly in front, 30 metres out. Sean Wren coming off, Thompson comes on. Croad. He doesn't like it.
Well,
One behind.
That would have been the final nail in the coffin if Croad could have converted there. He just attacked the ball whilst a few of the other Demon defenders were looking for their man.
He's going to be a top forward, Jason. He really has to kick those ones, doesn't he?
We'll have a look at Harford here.
Here we go. The cork, is it?
Don't know.
Got the legs tangled.
Yep.
Thompson has just come onto the ground. Farmer. It's been a tough day at the office. Neats in front. Schwartz. Kicked off the ground by Crawford. Bowyer and Green. Finally over the line for a toss back in. And there's Dixon.
A little bit of blood coming out of the nose.
Make that hay, I should say.
Looks like he's got a bit of claret coming out of the nose. Maybe a watery eye. Not a cop one, I'm suggesting.
Well, a bit of blood from the nose. White and Thompson. Tallis, all tied up by McDonald, and Harford decides to make it a threesome.
That's a tough one. Well, at least they're trying to be consistent. Tallis didn't look like he had much opportunity. Maybe paid and 50 metres.
Oh dear.
Well, time is running out for the Demons. They need a goal. Just under 8 minutes left. They trail by 27 points.
Take a huge kick.
Got to come up with a blood
rule. Jonathan Hay, we saw the bloody nose before. Looked like he might have just copped one high, maybe in general play, and flush on the nose. You get the watery eyes, the blood nose. He'll come off. Not in a hurry to get off. Just a
well, it's only 30 seconds in it, so the umpire will blow his whistle any moment. Sean Wren's going to take his place. This guy, McDonald Anthony, has been impressive today. His workload's been there. He's done a good job for the Demons.
Tim Clark's the man coming on.
And Demons really should be trying to set something up here, because he won't kick a goal from 50 out. He'll be trying to pass up the lambs at the top of the square.
McDonald, it is a measured kick to the top of the square. Huge pack of players. Robinson, quick kick. He's missed.
Well, I think it was a good setup in the end. All the Demons players stayed within 30 to 40 out, ran in with the flight of the ball. Here's the injury to Hay. Yeah, just an errant
accidental
elbow there. Nothing in that, except a bit of a sting on the noggin.
Rawlings. 6 marks today, 19 possessions. McCabe. He's had 9 marks. Cross half back. Hawks led by 22 points at quarter time. The Demons whittle that down to 4 at half time. Hawks again by 19 points at 3/4 time. We've extended that to 26. Crawford, surprisingly, was on the bench at the start of this last quarter. Looks okay.
Good kick.
Graham. Loose man on centre wing. No one on the mark. Grabs a few extra metres and just pumps the ball down towards the half-forward line. Ingerson got his body in front. Bowyer. Started on the bench, has been handy for Choney.
Oh, good vision.
From half back. And Selfie's playing. Leckers has got it. Well, he's had a big game too. Angelo Leckers.
I think Choney must have known there were loose players there before the hand pass or tap actually came out, because he didn't even consider going for goal. As soon as he gets it, that was his one objective. And Leckers had made space very well.
This to close the Demons down.
Hit the post.
Well, Angelo Leckers has had a pretty good all-round game today. He's laid 7 tackles in amongst getting 21 possessions, 5 marks, and he's kicked a couple of behinds now. But a very accurate KB when you say he's been a fantastic contributor to the effort.
Rigoni.
They've really got to play pretty direct now, Melbourne. They've got to go down the middle, kick long.
Time is running out for the Demons. Schwartz.
Oh, he's good in the clinches, isn't he?
Well, I think he needs to battle pretty hard today.
Could find Uze.
Robinson. There's Uze. Now, he's got to go back and kick this goal. Very laconic, just across the face of goal. I think he could have taken a little bit more time.
It was hard to see exactly what he's trying to do there. Whether he's trying to sit it to the favoured side of Neitz, who was behind McFarlane.
Why not just try and kick it?
Well, at this stage of the game, you would think goals would be, let's face it, that's what he'd been trying to. That was his primary outcome, objective, but didn't come off.
9:16:70 plays 5:14:44. So the Hawks by 26. Sean Wren takes a breather. Chant goes up around the ground. Hawthorn, Hawthorn, Hawthorn. They'll be on top of the AFL ladder tonight. The ball forced over by Tim Clark.
Yeah, they're not in a hurry at the moment. They're happy just to play the boundary, play the percentage. They won't be taking any risks. And we've seen them chip it around on many occasions. It's far too early to do that, but they'll certainly be playing long and defensively.
Thompson doing the ruck work. Clark paddles the ball along. Bruce kept it alive. Woden was bowled off the ball that time by Chick.
The acceleration
puts it out on the ball
there and bump him as he kicked it was unbelievable. Off the mark.
So it's a transfer of play. Finds Rawlings. So we'll open up out wide to Graham. Hawthorn players break wide. But Choney's on a long lead. That's been ignored. He's gone for the longer option. Crawford was a great option. Tipper, Choney. Inside 50. White, the big fist at the back. Gurgic needs a kind bounce. They'll share the ball around. Green, back to Nicholson. Poor kick. Crawford. It looked a sitter, but the ball is slippery. Piccioni, been impressed today. Clever play.
He had an area with one leg and used the other.
Well, Groves got it.
He's been working on that one.
Out in front, Barker is the target. A big fist came from Jeff White. High ball. Danger here for Melbourne. Lord's the danger man. He's booted 5. Brown on the rebound for the Demons. Neats playing in front. Couldn't take it on the second grab. Thompson.
Got the numbers, the Hawks.
Too big for Ward. Piccioni does a 360. Back to Crawford. Time for think music. Weighs up the options, and it's a poor one. Green. From Bowyer to Wheatley. A couple of youngsters combined. Just thumps the ball back towards the half-forward line. And McFarlane, he's shown a bit today.
Very, very good down back, KB. A lot of composure. And he was out number 2-1, then he had to take the mark.
He looks a player of the future. He's taken 8 marks, had a real purple patch in that third term. Tallis, it's been good today as well. They set it up now. Joel Smith has had the job all day on Farmer. Penetrating kick, big kick, Croats the target. Big fist away again. Good defensive play, Lord, the danger man. Can't take control. Bowyer, it's a wild kick off the side of the boot. McCabe's going to mark it.
Luck's a fortune, that's gone backwards 15 metres.
Well, I tend to disagree. I think he was trying to put it, place it to the top of the 50, but it was a very, it was a sky ball. It wasn't just very well executed.
He's had a big game, Luke McCabe.
Yeah, there's been, on both sides, there's been a lot of good players today, and, you know, Hawthorn have made the most of some of their opportunities up forward, as Jason pointed out earlier, but it's going to be a tough job to pick to narrow it down to 3 players for the votes.
Good kick. Finds Graham.
You're just trying to take the pressure off KB, are you?
Well, at least I could do.
It'll be easy.
He's a great judge, KB. The pass from Graham finds Dixon on the lead. He has had an exceptional second half. Really came into it in the third quarter. He took over for the Hawks. And he's carried on in this last quarter. 23 marks to the Hawks this quarter, 7 to Melbourne. So they've certainly had their share of the ball and they've been able to free up options. And Dixon will be lining up for his second goal. 17 possessions and 4 marks to
23 marks. Jason, would you suggest the lights may have helped?
Ben Dixon took the goal in this last quarter when he got a 50-metre penalty against Liancelli. Going for his second of the quarter. And the Hawks by 32 points.
Well, look, Ben Dixon, as you said, Jason, has been very good. He's worked hard all day and he's getting some rewards now, but the Demons with Mark Graham pushing forward there and taking that mark and then passing it off.
12 possessions and 2 goals in the second half for Dixon.
Yeah,
great effort.
Fantastic effort.
Crawford. 2 centre-half forward. This has been a big win today by the Hawks. The Demons have come in on a couple of occasions, but the Hawks have led all day. Too much carry on the ball.
Green the advantage.
There's a thumping kick in front, and Robinson couldn't take it. It was a look-away handball. It went nowhere. Graham. Now that's against David Schwartz. Was it too high? Schwartz is very upset about it.
There's be a lot in it.
Just hugs this member side and finds Green. Dixon makes ground. Really presented himself today. Crow with pace. Kicks the ball wide. Hawks had the numbers. Good strong play taken by Green. Slapped on. Was that Barker? To Bowyer. To Leckers, who'll clean up. Front edge of the centre square. Finds Rawlings. There's been no easy marks today. It's been tough conditions. Crawford feeds the ball off. Gives it across to Check. And Check kicks a goal.
Well, the Hawks have started to find the holes late in the game, and Melbourne just a little bit loose outside 50. There's a bit of fighting back going on, but look, this is just a good setup around the perimeter of the 50-yard. Crawford either dummy and a give, and Daniel Chick with a good finish there, but the best Demons can do now is try to keep the damage to a minimum. We're very close to the end of the game. and it's been a very long afternoon for these boys.
He might have started this last quarter on the bench, but he's had plenty of it since he came back on Crawford. He's gone berserk in the last quarter.
Under a minute left. 82 plays, 44. 38-point lead. Oh, and there's Harford.
Paid the mark.
In front of Green. Sets it up. Piccioni, been very impressed with him today. He's a hard worker.
He is. They're a big rap for him, KB, because he gives a very good physical attack on the ball. He's very good clearances out of the middle. He's good in one-on-ones. And they've worked hard to build up his endurance because he's a pretty important player for the Hawks.
He'll be kicking from right on 50. Going right to the line. Touched. There's the siren. A magnificent performance by the Hawks. They were challenged by Melbourne today. But they've won by 39 points, 11-17-83. A big last turn to the Demons, 5-14-44.
That's a big victory for the Hawks. It gives them top position in the AFL ladder. Raiden Tallis, a fine performance today. He had a lot of friends out there. Daniel Harford.
He was very good.
Very good. And, well, you go through a long list of players. Sort of for both clubs. A lot of boys can hold their heads high. I think the final scores, Jason, could almost do the game a little bit of injustice.
Yeah, I think so. Look, last quarter, particularly the last 10 minutes of the last quarter, the Hawks kicked 2 or 3 goals at the end, which not much had happened earlier on in the game, but I think that was basically because the Demons took some risks, tried to attack, tried to go forward, but caught going the other way.
Well, the club song strikes up, and a lot of the fans out here have braved the elements today. Deserve a few votes themselves for their efforts, because just over 30,000 people showed up, and that's a fantastic effort given the terrible wintry day we've had.
I'd love to know the last time the Hawks started the season with 4 straight wins. I'm suggesting you'd have to go back a fair way.
Well, if anyone can remember, it'd have to be you, Chase, because I think it was back in your day, mate. But
that's quite a long time. I think that'd be a long time ago, maybe 10 years since that's happened.
Well, they've come a long way, and there's a new Hawthorn supporter on the way by the looks of things there. Getting used to the jingle too. That's great. Mil Danaher, well, as far as the Demons concerned, as Jason's pointed out, it's really the only last 15 minutes of this game that he'd be disappointed about. For the rest of it, or for the most part, it was a great contest today.
Yeah, the work ethic of the players on both sides was good. It's a tough slog in the conditions. A lot of players worked hard for little reward. In the end, it was just some better conversion up forward, a couple of chances that became goals, and all of a sudden they were able to run away with the last 10 minutes, but certainly a close game for 3.5 quarters.
Well, it's great for the club to be on top after 4 rounds. It's a long season, of course, but what they've been over the last few years, they deserve small rewards as they go, so that's a good result for the Hawthorn Footy Club. 4-0 at the start of the season. Winners today over Melbourne.
This has been a C7 Sport presentation.
Channel 9 News with Peter Hitchener. A current affair with Mike Munro. Keep informed with the best in the business. Melbourne's undisputed leader in news and current affairs. Weeknights from 6.
Channel 9.
The Footy Show is brought to you by Holden.
been in football. It's been a huge week already with a fantastic game yesterday, Collingwood and Essendon at the Anzac Day special at the MCG. But boy, oh boy, it is about to become even bigger. Tonight, I reckon, is the biggest footy show we've ever had. Huge news tonight. Civil war at the Melbourne Football Club, as it appears now that there have been moves from within the Melbourne Football Club board to unseat their president, Joseph Gutnick. The man who they're pushing up is none other than Ron Walker. I've spoken with Joseph Gutnick tonight. I've spoken to his Vice President, Ian Johnson. We'll have all the news on what's going on down at Melbourne, and it's not looking too flash. It looks like there's going to be a bit of civil war down there coming up in a few moments' time. Last week, the biggest story in football was Robert Walls as the coach of the Brisbane Bears, as they were then known, and Shane Stremple and the fight that was going on up there. Well, we've heard from Robert Walls. We've heard from all the teammates. The only person no one has heard from is Shane Stremple. We'll be crossing to him in a few moments' time, live from Japan. Huge night tonight for the first time ever. Dennis Pagan joins us on the footy show. Yeah, there he is, Dennis. Lovely to have Cheryl Pagan, his wife, in the audience tonight as well. But yes, we'll be speaking to Dennis Pagan. We've even got a clairvoyant on the show just to see who's going to finish where this year on the AFL ladder. We've got so much, I think we'll be off at about 3 o'clock in the morning. But stick with us, it is a belter of a show. Let's meet the panel right up the top. And the man who is the Tupperware king of the AFL these days. Please welcome from St Kilda, Spider Everett.
Thanks, Eddie. Great start for the show.
Thanks for that. Now, mate, I must admit, look, you cop a bit of a bum rap sometimes. You do some stupid things, but let's be honest, but we all do. What was going on with the...
I don't know. That was pretty much the first I heard about it. I don't understand what she was on about, and I still don't understand. The only thing I do, and I might have taken it too far in that now, but the pizza man, local pizza man, is starting to crack the shits with me too, because after I finish my pizzas, I take all the boxes back to him because I get too nervous now, so... it's fair income. He's starting to crack the shits with me.
All right, mate, we've got not like the new do as well. We'll talk to Spider a little bit later on about what's happening down at St Kilda. Now, the man who won't be tamed. Well, here he is, one of the hard men of football. He is too. He is the Velvet Sledgehammer. Let's hear it for Essendon's Matthew Lloyd. And of course, the captain of the only undefeated team in the AFL from Hawthorn, Shane Crawford. And in another first for the footy show, this week, in the follow-up to the Logies, a sober Sam Newman does street talk, but please welcome John Sammy Newman.
Yeah, no, sober Ed this year, but on drugs. No, I'm only joking there. No, I don't want to apologise for street talk. I don't remember a lot about it. But Ed, now what a disappointing night it was. HG and Roy knocked off the footy show for our award. And,
yeah, congratulations to them.
Yeah. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, beaten by the panel.
Yeah, ripped off. Yeah.
And I never even heard a mention of Sam and the Fat Man. But I'll tell you what, now you go through the people who were nominated for gold. There's Georgie Parker for All Saints, Lisa McCune for Blue Heelers, Johnny Woods for Blue Heelers, Alan, Aidan, Nicker, what is that?
Yeah, from Home and Away.
I got the Home Industry Association. That's H&A is Home and Away, yeah. And Sigrid Thornton from Changing Rooms. Sea Change.
Sea Change,
And Ed, now seriously, I'm going to say this, and I know I'm going to embarrass you, but, you know, wouldn't you reckon you could get a gig as a gold... You've got... You've been the Spring Carnival racing, the voice of that, the Grand Prix, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You've even actually said that properly this year. And the footy show. Now, wouldn't you reckon you could get a gig just as a nominee?
Doesn't matter.
But anyhow, we've arrested that, Ed. This is. They're going to be called next year. They're going to be called the Eddies, and This is not really a SCO model. The head is far too small. We're going to get that built up a little bigger, Ed. But I reckon you're a bit stiff not to be nominated, mate. But congratulations anyhow for just being there.
Thanks,
sitting
mate.
on the main table.
That explains it. I was wondering what you were saying running around the Logies the other night when you said you wanted an Eddie. That's next year.
Next year.
Thank you very much.
Well, yeah, well done, Ed.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I appreciate that. You have embarrassed me for the first time in my life. But now, ladies and gentlemen, over by the bar, please welcome the one and only Trevor Marmalade.
The good old Logies, eh? The good old Logies, eh? Look, I like before the Logies, I like the after party. If we can get rid of all that crap in the middle, it'd be a really good night, I reckon.
Hey, Trev, clairvoyant tonight,
We've
mate.
got the clairvoyant on the show.
Yep.
Actually, well, you know, I mean, I've got to say, personally, I've never been one to predict the future, and I've got to say, and I never will be. But it's going to be a challenge for it with Sam, though, isn't it? I mean, you know, I see an incident. I see young girls. I don't yeah, that's going to be a real challenge for her. And we also had the bloke this week, 37 days in the bush.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. He only umpired one bad game. That's just what they do with them now.
All right, let's get on with tonight's big story. And it's been sort of breaking as we've gone today, but it's really exploded in the last half hour or so. And this is the drama down at the Melbourne Football Club. As I said, I spoke with Joseph Gutnick today. The word is around that a number of Melbourne directors have been sounding out Ron Walker, the former head of Melbourne Special Events and, of course, the chairman of the Australian Formula One Grand Prix, to take over as the president. Ron Walker is the #1 ticket holder of the Melbourne Football Club. Now, I spoke to Joseph a few moments ago, and here's some of the quotes. We've just got them up on Chiron here. Joseph said to me, he said, "What is it, April Fool's Day? It's come late this year." He said, "I'm happy to take up the challenge of Ron Walker, the former treasurer of the Liberal Party, or any other pro-merger person." He also said, "I spoke to my vice presidents, Ian Johnson and Bill Guest, and they say it is absolutely not from them, that it is Ron Walker testing the waters." Now, there's also speculation around the place that it might have some AFL connections, that the AFL might be trying to destabilise Joseph Gutnick. That's alleged, of course. And as I said, the word is very strong that Ron Walker has been approached and sounded out to take over as the chairman of the Melbourne Football Club. Now, just before the show, in fact, about 9:20 tonight, I spoke with Ian Johnson, who is the vice president of the Melbourne Football Club, and to clear all interests, of course, Ian was the former managing director of Channel 9 and these days is the managing director of the Crown. Now, Ian Johnson said that he was really tired of the conflict that is going on between the club and the AFL. He also said that he was getting a bit sick of the pro-merger line. He was, of course, the most positive of the pro-merger people, because he said that the club had come to the end of the line and that was able to flush out a saviour like Joe Gutnick. They've put all the merger stuff behind them, they've gone on and they've got a great football club. And he said enough is enough tonight, and he is going to, as vice president, call a meeting at the Melbourne Football Club of all the interested parties, but particularly the board, to try and sort these things out once and for all. Sam, one would suggest that Joseph is ready for action. There's no doubt about that. Joseph said to me he doesn't care what goes on. He's the president of the club. He's there till 2002. He intends to stay there till 2002, and he doesn't care. He's happy to go to the members and let them decide. But it would appear now that the forces that may have been silent in recent times and been prepared to take Joseph's money and have him there as president are starting to rumble, and it's going to be on.
Well, that's the thing, Ed. They're prepared to take Joseph's money, but maybe he'd like a little loyalty when it comes to the time to be tested. And nothing against Ron Walker. Good on him. And would Ron have more money than Joseph at this stage?
Oh, well, I don't know.
It'd be a line ball, wouldn't it?
It'd be pretty good.
They've $8 trillion, wouldn't they?
I don't think
that is Australian.
I think you'll lose count after a while.
200,000 American. But Joseph put his money where his mouth is, if you like, and maybe deserves a bit of loyalty, but maybe, I don't know.
There are allegations, and as I said, until people actually put names to allegations...
Nothing against Ron, incidentally.
No, nothing against Ron. Until people put names to allegations, though, you have to take them with a grain of salt, and at least Joseph's been strong enough to come out. It's great to see Ian Johnson come out now and try and clear the air this evening, and we'll wait and see what happens with Ron Walker. But
what do you think, Ed? You're a president?
Oh, well, don't worry about me as a president. Me as a journalist watching it, having observed these things for a number of years now, it would appear that there are some elements within the board of the Melbourne Football Club who believe that Joseph is becoming a negative towards the club.
Is that
and now they're out to get him.
Is that only because he's not getting along with the AFL?
I think there's other reasons. There is some discussion behind the scenes, Spider, that there are now losing sponsors and losing people because Joseph's stance on a number of issues.
Is there?
But it does,
these allegations, I don't know.
It does help as a football club if you are virtually in a term in bed with the AFL, I suppose.
Well, sometimes you have to come out and have a fight with the AFL. Unfortunately, that's just the way business goes. When you have we've got David Smorgan will join us in a few moments' time. He'll tell us about his battles that he has with the AFL.
Velvet sledgehammer.
But
I like that. Where'd you get that?
I just made that one up.
Sensational thing.
And how would you feel if, someone was out to get you like that?
That's right. He'd put all the groundwork in, and someone came in and snipped him. Yeah. How'd you go, Ed?
Well, sometimes it's part and parcel, but I'd be ready to go. I think, yeah.
What, in the ring?
Yeah. Oh, punch well, you'd not punch on, but yeah, symbolically you would. And but I think the main thing is, and I think it's a good thing that Ian Johnson has now come out and said, right, enough is enough. This has been simmering, I reckon, for about 12 to 18 months. The Melbourne Football Club is flying on the field. They've got a great coach in Neil Danaher. They've got great players all around the place, and they're enjoying one of their best periods ever. They've got to get it right off the field now and either get Joseph, that he is the undisputed king down there at Melbourne as far as being the president's concerned, or whatever.
What did Ron give to the club? What would he bring to the club, Ed,
well,
do you think?
I'm not sure. Well, he's certainly been a long-time Melbourne supporter. I have nothing to do with the Melbourne Football Club, obviously, other than as an observer, and, well, that's up to them.
He'd bring a hell of a lot to the club, Ron, but, I mean, you can't say that Joseph hasn't brought a lot either.
And is it now that they're more financially stable that this decision could have come about, that they feel that Joseph's terms, the money he probably isn't going to give any more after the end of this year, could that have changed their decision on maybe getting a new president?
Look, I'd have no doubt that that's got some reason for it. Lloydie, yeah, absolutely. I think
I feel for Joseph anyway. I hate people cut my lunch.
All right. So that's it. That's where it is at the moment with Melbourne. As I said, Joseph Gutnick is ready to fight for his position. He believes he shouldn't be usurped anyway. Ron Walker, it's understood, has been approached from within the directorship of the Melbourne Football Club to consider standing. And Ian Johnson, the vice president, has said enough is enough. We have to meet and sort this out once and for all. That's it going into Melbourne's big round of football. The other big story, as we said at the start of the show, was from last week, where some 9 or 10 years after it happened, it was revealed that Robert Walls had an interesting way of trying to pull a head-in of one of his players when he was up at the Brisbane Bears. The player was Shane Stremple. Here are the headlines that came out last week in the Herald Sun, based on the back of a Players Association endorsed video called The Passion to Play, which was produced by Robert Dixon. Stopper will kill him, the gloves off, over a fight for respect. Robert Walls had his say about the whole situation. And just so that we can actually hear what Robert had to say on the video, we have got, in fact, the piece of vision from The Passion to Play, as I said, produced by Robert Dixon, a former Brisbane Bears player, and endorsed by the AFL Players Association.
His application to his training was nowhere near what was required. I don't think he looked after himself with what he ate and drank, and we were starting to get a group of players who were doing the right thing. So I was angry with him because he was just not giving to his teammates. I felt he was letting his teammates down. And this happened for quite a while, and in the end I had a gutful. I knew the players were dirty on him, I was dirty on him, and I thought, well, I think it's time we got a little bit back on him. And it was mainly done to let him know that, hey, you are letting us down, we don't respect what you're doing, and maybe you are only going to learn the hard way.
Obviously, the vision there was a dramatisation, a reenactment of the situation. It was actually on a balmy Gold Coast night, so there wasn't too much smoke and haze there, but that was done for effect. Boys, before we go to Shane Stremple, the only man who hasn't spoken about this, that was the bloke getting boxed around the ears, what are your thoughts on it, Spike?
Oh, look, I think it's a little bit extensive. I think, in that situation, if somebody's not pulling their weight and the club hasn't got the balls to sack them, well, there's no need to do anything like that. I think the physical side of things is a bit extreme, and I think if he was that bad of an influence to the other players and he wasn't looking after him that bad, nick him off.
I think just the times have changed. When the lists were 52, or what were they in your day, Sam? 60, 65? No, only joking, but no, I think that
they used to play in button-up boots then too, didn't they?
with what is it on the list? 40 blokes on the list now. Times have changed. The stories I've heard of Sheeds back in his day in the intra-club practice matches, like they would have been at Geelong, unbelievable.
Well,
But
they did. They used to train till 8 o'clock at night at Windy Hill, and of course Tuddy, when he was at Des Tuddenham, had them crawling around the boundary line one Sunday after a loss. Croft?
Oh, I think that there's no doubt the media have hyped this up a bit and you know, made the story a lot better than probably what it is. But it'll be interesting to see what Shane actually says and whether or not, you know, he still, I don't know, has nightmares over that incident.
Well, let's find out. And Shane Stremple these days is teaching Japanese men how to lay bricks in the city of Nagano, and that's where we find him tonight. We'll apologise in advance. There is a 2-second delay off the satellite between Melbourne and Nagano, so please welcome Shane Stremple to the Footy Show. G'day, Shane.
How you going, Eddie?
Shane, can you just tell us, I mean, you've been up in Nagano in Japan, what your reaction is to all the hoo-ha some 9 years later. Are you surprised that it's caused headlines, you know, almost a decade later?
Very. When Dicko approached you for the video, I knew it'd cause a little bit of a stir, but I thought it was going to be released this Saturday night. So it wasn't until I rang home on Monday or Tuesday where I heard all the news and that it had gone through the roof. So for everything it's caused and brought up, very surprised. I thought it'd have some effect, but not as much as it has had.
Did you respect Robert Walls, Shane?
When? When, Sam?
When?
Before or after?
No, while you were up there.
To start off with, obviously, senior coach, won a grand final. What more can you ask like of a coach? I mean, there's not many people that have coached kind of AFL that have happened to win a flag, so Wolsey was one of them.
Shane, obviously
yes.
Shane, obviously, when it all happened, you had a pretty poor track record at that stage. You're a guy on the Gold Coast. You get out on the gas and play up a little bit. When you were told you had to jump in the boxing, well, it wasn't in the boxing ring, you had to face up against your teammates. What was your initial reaction? And can you just take us through what happened?
Initial reaction, well, I didn't really think about it. It was probably after 2 hours of training one night, and Wolsey just said, right, you put the gloves on, the rest of the boys, picked a few blokes out and said, well, this is what you're doing. And I just said, well, fair enough, he's a senior coach, you've got to do what he says. So that was all I could do in that regard. I mean, being 21 and living on the Gold Coast, virtually I was having a good time, but like I wasn't probably the only one up there that was doing it. So, I mean, there was a few Sundays that I missed training, and this happened to be one that we were late, but it wasn't my fault this morning, which was amazing. But, I mean, you just grin and bear it. I mean, I can't try and put someone else in to cover my own butt when, like, it was actually me being late as well. So, I mean, you just grin and bear it and hope you get through it.
But you had a choice, didn't you, Shane? You were asked if you wanted to do an extra 20 laps or something, or be taken down the corner and do a bit of boxing, weren't you?
No, Sammy, no choice, mate. One of the blokes with me had the choice. He was doing what I was doing, or he was doing the 400s. The other bloke involved, he didn't actually get brought up into the conversation, but I had no choice. It was, you're doing this, and Oggy, you're doing this.
All right, and mate, Shane, what effects did it have on you? Did you cop a hiding?
Well, yeah, near the end it was getting hard. I mean, you can imagine after a couple of hours of training and then fronting up against a new bloke every couple of minutes, and with Wolsey saying, well, if you don't have a dip properly, well, you'll be the next one in to the blokes that were actually coming in. So, I mean, the blokes had to have a dip, so, I mean, the best you can do is kind of try and look after yourself, but near the end it was getting very taxing, to say the least.
Shane, it's Shane Crawford here. Firstly, I like your name. Well done there. Do you think it might have been a personal attack on you? Because, as you know, coaches, some of them have their favourites, and obviously you weren't in that category.
I can't really comment on whether it was a personal attack or not. I mean, it might have been, it might not have been. Like, it's 10 years ago. I know what you're saying. When it comes to coaches, if you're a favourite, you can go a long way. If you're kind of a little bit on the outer, well, it doesn't help. I'm not really sure.
Shane, what was your feelings after the bout, and what did Wolsey say to you, if anything? And what's your thoughts on Robert now?
Oh, he didn't. My thoughts on him now. Well, first of all, after the bout, when Brad Hardy just said, "No, that's it. I'm not going in." Thank Christ. That was enough. I just walked off the ground and didn't even worry about it. Wolsey didn't say anything. The time I was walking off the ground, it was just going through my mind that this is a gentleman that's a senior coach. Obviously, this is his way of coaching. From that point on, I didn't agree with his way of coaching, so my thoughts from him as probably a coach and a person after that were a lot different than before it. They probably changed for the worst.
Now, you're not feeling sorry for yourself, are you, Shane? Because you could have averted this by actually doing the right thing. I mean, this is an initiation process, isn't it? What other resources would the coach have had?
Well, I'm not one to answer, Sammy. Like, I don't coach AFL, so like, how can I answer that?
Well, what
like,
would you do to someone who didn't toe the line in a collective team situation?
Well, I kind of wouldn't put him out in a group of players and say, well, belt the hell out of him. And, like, if that's your way of coaching, well, obviously, good on you. But, I mean, there's different ways about going about things.
What would you have preferred?
I mean, it's what I preferred. Well,
what would you
I
have
haven't really thought about it,
done
Sammy.
to you?
It wouldn't have worried me, Sammy. Like, at the end of the day, it didn't help, put it that way. If anything, it turned me against what Robert might have thought he was trying to turn me to.
At the end of the day, Shane, you weren't doing the right thing and you shouldn't have been there. So what would you have done had you been the coach?
What would I have done?
Yes.
Well, there's numerous things. You can
Give us
go,
one.
Extra training, you can go fines, whatever, Sammy. Like, you know what can be done. You've been in the game long enough.
I've been in the game long enough to know, Shane, if you don't do the right thing by the rest of your teammates, you can be singled out for some extreme punishment. Why are you no exception?
Sammy, I've never said I'm an exception. Through this whole thing, like, I've only caught on to what's been going on in Australia in the last 2 days, 3 days. I've only seen the hype then. I got asked to come on and talk about it, so, like, I haven't even read what's been happening in Australia at the moment. I've read one and a half articles. So at this stage, like, I don't really know what's transpired or what's been said or what hasn't been said.
Yeah,
so
I think in Shane's defence there, Sam. Shane was happy to come on to talk. Just
well, we're very happy.
10 years after the action, and just give his point of view. Trev.
Oh, gee, I think you've been pretty tough on him, Sam. I mean, let's face it, if he slacks off in the building site, it's not like he has to fight 6 sumo wrestlers.
No, I'm not being tough on him. I'm just asking him, what other course of action do you have?
Shane, what are you doing over there in Japan?
We're just instructing. There's a few Japanese builders that are going into actual brick houses, and as you know, it's a pretty earthquake-prone area. So we're just showing the actual bricklayers kind of our expertise and showing how to do the jobs properly, and just generally giving the builders a hand.
Shane, there's been a big feud in Melbourne between Robert Walls and Kevin Sheedy. They're actually the 2 coaches you played under. Could you tell me the difference or the opinion you've got of the 2 coaches?
I've got a very high opinion of Sheeds. I played under another gentleman by the name of John Todd, who I class those 2 pretty similar in their approach to the game and the way they studied the game and just generally the way they're involved with the people. So I rate Sheeds very, very highly. As you know, Matty, like, you play under him, he's a great coach.
Shane, just to let you finish up on, mate, you've played 3 games of football back in 1991 and now you've become one of the biggest names in footy for a long, long time. What's your final word on the whole issue now with the, with time between the whole incident and, as they say, time heals all wounds and all that sort of stuff? Do you look back? Is a great healer, as Sam says there. Do you look back on it now and say, OK, that was something that happened and we'll let it go? Or do you look back and think, well, that actually jaundiced my look on football forever?
Oh, it definitely changed my outlook on football, but like 6 months later, Eddie, like, I mean, it's no use dwelling on the past. What he did was what he did. What I copped is what I copped. So, I mean, you just grin and bear it and just move on. I mean, it's no use dwelling on the past. You achieve nothing.
And if you ran into Robert Walls, I understand that you actually saw him one night in a petrol station a couple of years later.
Yeah, I did actually. Wallsy said g'day, and I just happened to keep walking. I mean, as you'd gather, Wallsy's probably not on my kind of Christmas card list. So, I mean, it's just the way it is.
Yeah. Shane, are you a lesser man for it or not?
Oh, I don't think so. Definitely not.
I wouldn't think so either.
Good on you, mate. Good. Shane, thank you very much for joining us, mate. It's been fascinating to hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak, and good luck with the bricklaying up there in Nagano.
Ready before you go, mate.
The thing is, it's really fantastic Shane come on, and he's obviously a very nice bloke, but you've got to remember, I know you do, that a coach's neck is on the line week in, week out, and if he has one weak link, you are the weakest link. If the chain is only as strong as its weakest link, and frustration can set in, and if the Brisbane Bears are struggling and it's because there's a bit of a cancer going through the club and one bloke he thinks is responsible, he gets frustrated and probably makes the wrong decision. But I don't reckon Shane has suffered too much because of it.
So you think it's fair what he done, Wallsy?
What he did?
If you were coach, Sam, if you were coach, what would you have done?
No, I actually
If somebody had been late a couple of times and played up?
I wouldn't reckon I would do that, Spider. I reckon I'd be able to, as we say, the buzzword in this day and age is counsel someone. Go and speak to them, say, what in the hell are you doing? But Robert obviously was frustrated and thought that this man wasn't pulling his weight, which he wasn't, and resorted to some army tactics, some initiation tactics, which are now...
Let's go. We've got to move on because we've got plenty to get through for the rest of the night. Let's have a look at the first game. It is Western Bulldogs versus Hawthorn. Let's have a look at the Bullies first up. Lindsay Gilby having a holiday, and Adam Contessa coming back into the side. Gilby only playing the first couple of games. He's got a great future ahead of him. And the Western Bulldogs, well, they've had a big couple of weeks. Of course, their battles between the president, David Smorgan, up against Clinton Casey. They all apologised to each other and moved on, thank goodness, during the week. They were fantastic, though, the Bulldogs. They flogged the Brisbane Lions by 53 points. And maybe Lee Matthews might have to get the boxing gloves out up there in Brisbane again to sort of get the boys up and going. Paul Hudson kicked 8 goals too. Let's have a look at the Hawthorn side. Only undefeated team on top of the ladder. Now, 3 new players coming in. Nick Holland, the vice-captain, Matthew Dent for his first game against his old side, as it turns out, and Brett Johnson. Out goes Luke McFarlane with a groin. Tony Woods with a hamstring for a week, and Stephen Green has been omitted. And, well, Nick Holland, it's an interesting one. Croft, you tell us, because they tell me he has also got a bit of osteopubis, the chronic groin complaint, and he's also got a bad thigh at the moment. Is he right to play?
I think we've all got groin complaints, Ed, but to be honest, I don't really know. He's going to have a training run in the morning, but I really don't know about those allegations that you're making, to be honest, truthfully.
How is he going, though? I mean, he's missed with a
well, obviously,
the last couple of weeks.
He didn't train much on Wednesday, so, obviously tomorrow morning is going to be the key to decide whether or not he plays.
And, of course, good luck to Brad Johnson, 150 games. Well done to Brad. He's one of the stars of football. Trevor.
Yeah, I've got to say, it was absolutely sensational effort last week by the Western Bulldogs. I mean, after the Collingwood game, we thought they were all gone, but they've really clawed their way back.
They have indeed. They've clawed their way right back. And on that note, let's welcome David Smorgan, the president of the Western Bulldogs Football Club. David can stand up. You sit, David, stand. Going to make it easy. Now, the reason why we brought David on, apart from we don't want any apologies or we don't want any thoughts on Joseph Goodnick and everything else, David, but you've gone to the extraordinary lengths of you've done an Ian Johnson. You've said enough is enough. I'll speak for you for a second. David Smorgan has done a fantastic job with the Western Bulldogs. His board have been sensational. The players and the coach and all the officials have done everything that you could possibly hope for, bar win a premiership the last 4 years. But David, what's going on with the membership? You need them.
We need them desperately, Ed, and I've got a site. Come on, boys, come through. Here's a site that no Bulldog fan would ever want to see. Cool.
Looks all right to me so far, David.
Well, you nearly got him, Ed, but you missed him.
Yeah, we had a good go. Steve, come forward, boys. You're in the shadows there. Yeah. Now, you've got Westy in the Collingwood jumper, Luke Darcy there in the Port Adelaide jumper, and, of course, Nathan Brown in the Kangaroos head.
No, he looks good.
So, David, this is extraordinary. Why? What are you trying to show?
Well, Ed, our Softly Softly campaign that we've been running since October has not really worked. We've only got about 15,000 members currently, which is about 10,000 behind the average of all other clubs. 10,000 members is $1 million.
Yep.
And the Bulldogs simply can't find revenue from other sources to replace this $1 million of lost revenue on membership. And remarkably, we've got 9,533 people that belonged to the club in 99 and 2000 that haven't yet signed up for the club.
Oh.
Now, our appeal...
That's the number.
That's the number to call. There's someone at the club now. I think Chris Grant is there himself as well as the receptionist.
Couldn't make it in tonight?
No, Chris couldn't make it, Sam. He had a much more important engagement to sign up some of these 9,500 people that were members of the club, but for whatever reason they haven't done. And the boys are in these other opposition Guernseys to prove the point. How would it be if we didn't... Ed, this is serious stuff.
Oh, sorry, mate.
No, it is serious.
How would it be if we didn't have a Western Bulldogs football club? Yeah. How would those 9,500 people feel about how they've let all of us down, all of us, the players, the board, the management, and the 15,000 that have already signed up? Yep. They've been loyal, they've done the right thing. So we're challenging those 9,500 people, pick up the phone, come to the game against the Hawks at Colonial on Saturday and sign up. We need them. We need them desperately.
It's only $2 a week for all supporters, but get behind the Bulldogs. They've had to fight tooth and nail over the years, and they play great footy every week. They have a dip anyway. Can we get a microphone here? Westy, come on, mate. You make an impassioned plea. Although, gee, you do look good, I must admit.
Come up here, Scotty.
Wait for the mid-season draft.
Westy, come on, tell the supporters. You're in the bottom of the packs every week. Have a go for it.
It is disappointing, Ed. It's, you know...
And you stayed, we'll be honest. We had a good crack at you over the summer and you stayed for the Bulldogs and we probably offered you more money and you actually stuck thick.
Yeah, I think that's, that's the bottom line. I think the three of us here and Terry stayed for long terms, 4 years. And it's a little bit disappointing that, we've pledged our loyalty to the footy club and, there's our supporters out there who, might have thought that we've had a bit of success over the last 4 years and we might be going all right, but we do need our members to survive and, I brought the little fella in tonight, he's backstage, but, I want him to play for the Bulldogs under the father-son rule, but, if we're not going to have the members, he's not going to get that chance, and this might be reality. This is not a scare tactic, this could be reality.
And Luke and Nathan, we had a good go at you guys over the summer as well. No, but that's the thing, David, everybody's into all the star players at all the clubs, and unless you've got the members behind you, then this could well happen.
And that's why we've asked Scott, Luke and Nathan to come in tonight, because they showed tremendous commitment and loyalty to the club, when each of them could have gone elsewhere for more money, but they were true to the red, white and blue. And that's what we're asking those people to sign up.
Did you draw the line at seeing one of them in a Richmond jumper there, wouldn't you?
Now you're really stretching it, Sam.
Yeah, Richmond, you probably couldn't see one of them in a Richmond
No,
jumper.
we had the choice and we've chosen pretty well, I think, here.
All right, that's the number, 9680-6100. And interstate, get on the line as well. Anyone who barracks for the red, white and blue, 03 9680-6100. Trev?
Well, you're getting a bit excited about seeing Westy there in the Collingwood jumper, mate. I thought you'd be used to it. I mean, over the years there have been heaps of opposition players in Collingwood Guernseys. After the grand final, they used to swap them with the premiers.
That's a good one, eh?
I like that.
He didn't. No, he didn't like that.
We'll take a break.
Just Ed.
Oh, sorry.
Before we go to a break...
Yeah, because it's only 10 past 10 already.
Matter,
we haven't got to the first break yet.
Well, we'll cut everything else out. What about the Anzac? Do you think Anzac, it should be reserved specifically for Ed's side and Essendon? Why can't everyone else get a slice of the pie?
Well, actually, my personal view, Sam, is that Essendon and Collingwood have done a great job of marketing Anzac Day, and I think they deserve to keep it.
David. In that case, I'm buying a membership here as well.
Good idea, Eddie.
We'll take a break, but as we go to the break, here's a snippet of Sam and Street Talk and things to come later on in the show.
I tell you, I don't know if it won or not, but I reckon Changing Rooms was a winner. Did it win?
You're a very intelligent man, Sam.
Who won?
Echo Blitz won. They're good too. They're very good. But I'm with you.
Come on, you're with me.
Help you, gentlemen?
This is somewhat urgent.
We're programmers.
Computer programmers. We come from a parallel universe.
And we're looking for something?
Software. You see, our infrastructure is decaying. It could crumble at any time. But we've detected a powerful force in this building that enables 35 platforms to work as one.
Listen, pal, I've heard it all. Nobody gets in without a pass.
But we really are programmers
Go
for another...
get a pass.
It's a different kind of world. You need a different kind of software.
Some people say I'm lucky. Photo shoots in the Bahamas, helicopters with Herb Ritz, being on the runway in New York, Kate, Claudia, Giselle. It's a long way from Cronulla Point Break, a bag of fish and chips. Somewhere along the line I found life without boardies. Style's not a front, mate. It's a second skin. Don't be jealous. Just get a better suit.
Autumn comes alive at Crown with spectacular live shows and luxurious escapes. With quick, easy dining and a world of entertainment. With its magnificent promenade, the place to be in Melbourne is Crown.
This is the big one. Builders Renovators Warehouse massive stock liquidation for 3 big days at the Dandenong, Mitcham and Curran Downs warehouses. Selected stock will be price slashed. White 6-jet corner spa $5.95. China toilet suite a crazy $189. Builders vanity unit just $149. Shower bases from $59. Kitchen sinks down to $159. Save on spas, cookers, vanities, basins, taps and much more. Builders Renovators Warehouse, Dandenong, Mitcham and Curran Downs.
Got any stuff?
What do you need?
I need some new stuff.
You're in luck.
Hey, this is rock! I didn't know you before, 'cause you were all yellow.
Triple M's new stuff, the CD that rocks.
Break!
Sunday night at the movies.
It's Jackie Brown.
From the director of Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown's an average woman with an ordinary job and $500,000.
All those things are true.
So now everybody wants a piece of
Jackie Brown.
Booyah!
And they're prepared to go all the way to get what they want. Starring Samuel L. Jackson, Pam Grier, Robert Forster, Michael Keaton and Robert De Niro.
Except no substitute.
The premiere of Jackie Brown, 8:30 Sunday on 9.
Pass the peace pipe on, Sheets. Exhaust. I'm got my own.
Yes, it'll be interesting this week when Aaron Hamill meets up with his old mate, John Elliott. But before we talk about that game and so much more, it's time for Sam's Mailbag.
Very
We're going straight to the lookalikes, Ed, because we're running out of time this early even. Although someone said, why don't you come down to Werribee? There's just as many stuffed people in Werribee as there are in Frankston. So we might go, that came from there. Now, this is a lookalike. First of all, this is Shane Crawford. This is he with Gordon Tracy of the Thunderbirds. Young Trev with Kid Rock at the Blockbuster Entertainment Awards. Kid Rock.
What are you laughing at, Crawford? At least I'm not a Thunderbird.
All right, if you've got some mail to send to Sam, here's the address. It's on the screen right now. It's on the screen right now. It's on the screen. There it is. Sam's mailbag, Post Office Box 800, Richmond 3121. And, of course, you can do it on the email. And Lloydie's got some great signed footies which we're going to plug for you next week. Lloydie, we're just running out of time, so we'll get to them a little bit later on because we're going to have a look at Geelong and Port Adelaide. Now, let's have a look at this game. It's a big one for the Catters. Let's have a look at the Geelong side. Here we go. Here's the Cat side, and as it's coming up, they've made a couple of changes to the side. And what about the... Oh, there it is. They've got the sound effects, and there's the team. In comes Mooney, McGrath and Raleigh. They're the only ones in. No one out of the side yet because the game is being played on Sunday. It will be played at 2:10 at Shell Stadium. And the Geelong side, well, last week beaten by the Kangaroos at home by 20 points in the wettest game of football seen for a number of years. Let's have a look at the Port Adelaide side. They're travelling beautifully. 3 wins and 1 loss. They won their last 2. They too have named 3 players, Steinburner, Polton and Lyle. Mark Williams will be his 50th AFL game as a senior coach, so right under Choco there. So 3 players in, no one out, and they flogged your boys, Spider, by 64 points last week, and they were pretty good.
You can probably bill them as much as you want, but they're a good unit at the moment. They're very hard running midfield, and just the run out of their back line was unstoppable, and they were good. They'll win on the weekend against Geelong down there.
I think Spider told you how good they were, but I think if they can win a few games away from home, they'll be up there in the top 4 because I can't see them really losing too many at Football Park because they've just been on fire.
Yeah, a very underrated side. I think Primus is showing great leadership, and I think Port might have a win.
Trev.
But how wet was it down at Shell Stadium last week? At one point, Ben Graham slid into the fence and did a tumble turn.
Right, I'll show you how bad it is. This is Port Adelaide training for the big game. There they are today. And well, you can understand how they're going down there at the moment, getting ready for the big game down at the Cattery, Sam. Was it as wet as that ever when you played down there?
We played North Melbourne down there one year, Ed, and it was actually underwater. But,
again?
It was worse than that.
The traditional side.
There was sheet water, a covering of it over the top of the ground. But it will be a Geelong win this game, Ed. Don't you worry about that. The rain stopped them last week. Not necessarily stopped them against the Kangaroos. The Kangaroos were destined to win a game shortly. Too good a side not to do that. But Geelong will beat Port. No worries about that.
OK. Boys, we didn't get your tip on Western Bulldogs. Hawthorn, obviously, Cross going for the Hawks. Before there, Lloydie, who'd you tip?
Yep, Hawks as well.
No, I think promotions and when you're diving for memberships and what the boys have come out to prove tonight, I think the Western Bulldogs are going to come out with something to prove. So.
Sam?
I agree with you, Spider.
Thanks, Sam.
There you go. All right, let's go down to a big night tonight at the Melbourne Golf Academy. This is being opened up down next to the Capital Course down near Moorabbin. So Spider, you'll be able to just lurk around the corner. It's open 7 days a week. Before we go into the details, the man on the spot is Gary Lyon, of course, the elder statesman of the Melbourne Football Club these days. Gary, come in first of all. And, mate, before we give you a round of applause and say, isn't it great to be at the Melbourne Golf Academy, what's your thoughts about your board seemingly in civil war mode at the moment?
Oh, look, Eddie, that is really disappointing if that's the case. I'm not sure. It is the case? That's confirmed, is it?
It's the case.
We're not dealing on supposition here. Who's put their hand up and said they're challenging Joseph Gutnick at this particular stage? Do you know that for sure?
Vice President Ian Johnson has said enough is enough and they have to come together because there's too much bubbling under the surface and that people have been making approaches from within the board to Ron Walker.
I couldn't agree more with Ian Johnson then, if that's the case, Eddie, because there's just too many more important matters than having some boardroom politics take over what is the most important thing, and that is the Melbourne Footy Club getting their team together and making sure that they're involved in September again. So sort it out as soon as we possibly can. That's what I say.
Now that it is out and it is official, and it was always hard for you in your dual roles in the media as a former Melbourne great, it has been bubbling for a while. Is that something that you have been desperate to get out of? Because the coach and the players are doing it beautifully at the moment.
Oh, I wouldn't say I was desperate to get out of it. I've had to get out of it for lots of other reasons, but having said that, I'm glad that I'm not involved down there at the moment if that's going to be the case. I mean, let's not lose sight of the most important people involved in all of this, and that's the blokes that run out on the weekend, put their body on the line for their footy club. So do what you have to do, try and keep it as in-house as you have to, and let Neil Danaher and the rest of the boys get on with the job of playing footy.
All right, Gary, get on with the job and tell us what's happening down there at the new Melbourne Golf Academy.
Well, this is one of the most magnificent establishments you're ever likely to be at, Eddie, particularly if you're a golfing fanatic, which we all tend to be at this time of our career, particularly when we finish. Lloyd Williams, of course, has put this together, and as you'd expect, it is just superb, and you can hone all aspects of your game. We've got a magnificent driving range here, a short game, the putting, the chipping, all sorts of things. We've got a magnificent pro shop, of course, as well, so you can get in there. We've got Stephen Band and Dale Lynch, two of the very great golf coaches here in Australia, and they're all here. Very much open to the public. You can wander down at any stage, hone your golf skills, and get to the stage where you could even perhaps get out on the Capital Golf Course, which is probably not going to be the case. But we've got a $500,000 booty here.
How much?
$500,000, Eddie, for a hole-in-one competition. 150 metres down the way it is. We've got some AFL superstars here and some of our Australian cricketing heroes that are also going to have a crack at it. But earlier in the day, Sam Newman, our own Sammy Newman, who rates himself, no one actually will play with Sam, so he had to come out here this afternoon on his own. Let's have a look at how he went. Barker Foundation, and I'm not sure if that is exactly right or not, Sammy, but the measuring tape would suggest that you have put that to within about 2.4 metres, Ishan tells us. So 2.4 metres, Samuel, was that a fair dinkum shot?
Absolutely authentic, Gary. That was the first shot on tape, and we've got a bloke here who's a cameraman, if I could find him. His name's Joe. He would verify that.
Oh, Joe the cameraman. Can't swing, can't play.
Well, that's the mark that the boys have got to try and get inside. Of course, nearest to pin will win a Crown Indulgence pack, but we want to get a hole-in-one head, $500,000, and who better than to lead us off than Australia's own superstar of cricket, Shane Warne. Round of applause for Warnie. Great to have you back in town, mate, and I know the boys have a hit when they're on tour. I'm not sure whether you got out on the lush greens of India.
No, we didn't. I think Ricky Ponting probably had a chance. He's probably the best golfer going around, and in the cricket team, hits them well, and I'm sure he'll probably go close.
Well, mate, we don't want to put any pressure on you, but you're first up here. There's a huge crowd here, so let's have a look. And we've got 4 or 5 who are going to whip through first, Ed. Shane Warne on the tee. He's got a 4-iron, I think, in his hands. It's about 150 metres. I'll quieten down now. And that's going to hit the green, but unfortunately, the green that is about 85 metres away from where we were. Warnie, that is a fair shot, mate. I should have told you which green we're going at. Rowan Smith from the Western Bulldogs now, Ed. Now, Rowan Smith is a left-hander. He plays off 10, if you don't mind. So he's already hit 500 balls, and I'll be quiet. And that also is no good, Smithy. You've hit 400 balls, and that's the worst one you've hit for the day. Daniel Harford from Hawthorn plays off 13. Fancies himself as well. He's got a 5-iron in his hand.
He's a Hawthorn player. Of course he fancies himself.
And that is Stephen Phoebe's up there. Phoebes, that's about as close as any of these three got at the minute. Just off to the right there, and not inside you at the moment, Sammy.
Geez, Gary, maybe we should make it closest to the fairway.
It's a good point, Trev. Now, this man, this is who I got my money on. Gary Hocking from Geelong. Plays off 11. Doesn't do much else by the looks of the way he's hitting them. That's competitive too. Just fading away to the left a fraction. Wrong club there, Buddha, wrong club. Now, Lee Colbert plays off 27, so he tells us.
Drawing away to the left, that'll be.
Drawing away, Sam. Thank you very much.
Drawing away.
Fair to say that. And Lee Colbert, if he's off 27, Sammy, you are 21. That is competitive, young man. Let's have a look at this. I think it's too long. That's a club too many. And it's over the back. So there's our first 5. We've got another 4 that are going to come up very, very shortly, including Ricky Ponting, who plays off 3, Ed, so he may be the man to get your money on.
Good on you, Gary. It only costs $13 to go down and have 100 balls, $7.50 for 50, undercover driving base, floodlit fairways, 10 target greens, you name it, it is there down at the Melbourne Golf Academy, down on Centre Dandenong Road at Moorabbin. Sam, you told me you played in a Pro-Am and outdrove Tiger Woods one time.
I did. I outdrove Tiger Woods on the par 3 15th. at the Capitol, Ed. I hit an 8-iron through the green. He hit a pitching wedge pin high.
All right. We'll take a break. We've got plenty to get through. And our special guest right after the break, none other than the coach of the North Melbourne Football Club, Dennis Pagan.
This is the magnificent Capitol Golf Club. But don't even think about playing here, because you'll never make it. But let me show you what you're missing. These are the magnificent greens at the Capitol Golf Club. They're so plush and inviting, you could actually eat your lunch off them. Pretentious? Absolutely. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. That's history. That's the ancient mariner. Maybe it should be water, water everywhere, and not a drop for you. This is the 16th at Cypress Point. Impressive, isn't it? Impressive because this is worth more than your house. On Wednesdays, they usually have a bloke here to wipe your butt. But it's his rostered day off today. Thinking of gate crashing? That's the equivalent of the human cattle prod.
This sports update is brought to you by CGU Insurance.
Wanted, they only chase people away.
The foul play, the dirty tactics, the cover-up.
Did you actually practice this tactic in training?
Yeah.
Also, holidays in space.
Liftoff.
Peter Overton takes off for the ultimate resort destination.
It's the most incredible feeling of unrestricted freedom.
Toyota presents 60 Minutes, Sunday 7:30.
Yeah, just driving to the ground, you can feel the air of excitement and see the crowd milling outside, and you just, you know you're in for a big game on Anzac Day.
To be playing